So hello, welcome everybody. እንኳን like ወደ Devtopia ወደ አዲስ ኢንተርቪው ተመለሳችሁ። በአሁኑ ኤፒሶድ Mikiyas Atskemariam ይዘን መጥተናል። Some of you might know him. He's the CTO of Afriwork. Afriwork ከዚህ በፊት like ስራ አፕላይ አድርጋችሁ ምናምን የምታውቁ ከሆነ I think ድሮ ፍሪላንስ ኢትዮጵያ ነበረ ምናምን. So yeah, it's like I think the largest job board in Ethiopia, I would say. So yeah, the company CTO now. Yeah, we're gonna have a conversation about that and then how we got into tech and stuff like that. That's gonna be a good episode. Yeah, I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi everyone, Mikiyas Atskemariam Balalo. I am the co-founder and CTO at Afriwork. Afriwork, I don't think my also at this point.
No. Kenya viewers?
We're arguably the largest digital job platform in Ethiopia. I'm ready to fight that. If anyone wants to fight that claim. I like tech. I love tech. I like solving problems.
So co-founder, so partner ስመኝ ነው?
Yes.
I've known you guys for a while እና ብዙ ስታርታፖች መስረታችኋል እና most of them around tech, around production maybe. እና ከዛም በፊት I don't know, how did you guys get into tech? Specifically you ግን ምታቆኔ ስመኝ አንድ ላይ
basically it's just solving problems now to start off with. የኔ personally ከኔ personal journey perspective but now what I wanted to do is solve በቃ pressing የሆነ ፕሮብለሞች አሁን ለምሳሌ ውጭ የመሄድ ሀሳብ እና early on ሲመጣ ብዙ ኢንትረስት ያደረኩባቸው ብዙ ምክንያቶች ዋናው ይሄ ነው because most of the problems is in ያሉት and it's really satisfying. So job satisfaction የሚባለው Afriwork ጋር ሲመጣ job satisfaction የሚለው ኮንሰፕት ሁሌ ውስጥ ያለው ለዛ ነው because I need to be satisfied in the work I'm doing. And now, satisfied የሚያደርገው ደግሞ is solving a problem and the easiest or the most high impact easiest እንኳን አይደለም ግን the high impact way to solve problems is in the tech industry or in the engineering industry as well. So we try to solve problems. We ስመኝም እኔም my co-founders ዩኤል እና ሚካኤል ይባላሉ ማለት ነው።
Okay, አራት co-founders.
Okay. So we align እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮች ላይ trying to solve big problems, high impact ያመጣል የምንላቸው ነገሮች ማለት ነው in a realistic manner. So that's what pulled us together and that's what got us to creating all these startups የተለያዩ አይዲያዎች ቴስት ማድረግ.
That's interesting. So I guess ከአፍሪወርክ የነበሩት ቬንቸሮቻችሁ እናወራ I guess. ግን actually ከዛ በፊት where did you go to school I guess? ከዩኒቨርሲቲ or something?
Well, I went to school Addis Ababa University. ሶርታ ክፍል ሂልሳይድ ነበር የተማርኩት ሂልሳይድ ስኩል ወሰን ፎርሰሪ ሂልሳይደሮች ካላችሁ it was a small niche group of people ትንሽ ነበር but it was nice and fun. ሂልሳይድ ወጣው አዲስ አበባ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ገባው. My passion was በቃ በእጅ የሚሰራ ነገር mechanical engineering. That was always what I wanted to do. Still at my core እሱ ነኝ. በቃ planes, engines, future tech, like solving problem in like physical world engineering. As much of that and then I got into Addis Ababa University, mechanical engineering. I dropped out 2 years later. So almost everyone, ሁሉም co-founders drop out ናቸው።
አራታችሁ
በዚህ ኢንተርቪው ራሱ ፓተርን ሆኗል። This is our start drop out from Addis Ababa University.
I am the third person.
Drop out.
Well, because here's what I found out later on አሁን ያው እንደምታየው የትምህርት ሲስተሙ እንዴት ሰው እየረፈረፈው እንደሆነ ያያችሁ I found out earlier than I did. So I got in school you know freshman year ተማርኩ I had fun and everything ከዛ በኋላ you know almost second semester ላይ አካባቢ ወደ mechanical transition ስታደርግ second year ላይ ስገባ I didn't like what I saw like as in what they were teaching ደሳለኝ so I wasn't being taught to be an innovator at best a maintainer a factory line worker at best so the only thing I was good at was like just going to workshops I was top of my classes I knew what to do with that no. Everything else was theoretical but which is fine of course it's important that part but I wasn't driven towards a certain goal as I did my research I went up with like አምስተኛ ዓመቶች ማናገር ጀመርኩ አራተኛ ዓመቶች ማናገር ጀመርኩ like የተመረቁ ሰዎች ማናገር ጀመርኩ what are they doing like ተመረቃችሁ ወጣችሁ what are you doing ምንድነው what are the top ተማሪዎች ምን ያደረጉ ነው currently ወጣው የተመረቁ the alumni ምናምን what are they doing ከዛ shocking discover ያደረኩት ነገር ከዛ I decided to just cut it short by second semester I wasn't even going to school barely የደወሉ ነው ጓደኞቼ by the way ፈተና አለ ዛሬ እሱ ነገር ነው መጣው completely lost interest and then I had to go to the next best thing that's what else allows me to solve a problem like to you know scratch this itch and of course I was early on kadrom ጀምሮ I was interested in computers and software so I got into that በዛ በኩል when it comes to the school stuff ማለት ነው
በጣም ኢንትረስቲንግ
that's a good part
so this journey ላይ we share the same story እኔም አርኪቴክቸር ነበረ ትሪ አጠናው እኔም ሪሰርች አደረኩኝ ያ ሜቢ ናት ወደ ኮምፒውተር ሳይንስ I guess it's good to do research እና ጥሩ ኢንዲኬተር ወደፊት actually የጨረሱ ሰዎች ምን እየሰሩ ነው it's a good indicator of where will you be የሚለው
ምክንያቱም እኔ አሁን ለምሳሌ advise የማደርገው for anyone who's talking to me about dropping out or are you gonna do something with the education you're getting no because it's a simple question የሆነ education ውስጥ የሆነ field ውስጥ learn እያደረጋችሁ ነው are you planning to do this for the rest of your life or at least በቃ do something with it አይደል if not quit immediately like immediately you're literally wasting your time there is so many things that you have to do you can do school time and save አድርገው ወይ ሌላ ኢንትረስት ካለ ወደ ሌላ education path መሄድ drop out አድርገህ ሌላ field join ማድረግ ሊሆን ይችላል or ንግድ መጀመር ሊሆን ይችላል or something self-taught if you have the discipline which is very rare but if you have the discipline if you're one of those magical people self-taught መሆን ይቻላል ግን just if you're not doing it you're just going through life ማለት ነው ካምፓስ ከገባ በኋላ አንድ ሰው no longer is a child I mean 10ኛ ክፍል ግዴታ ማቋረጥ አትችልም አይደል ቤተሰብ እየገረፈ እስከ 12 ትጨርሳታለህ አይ ትምህርት እኮ ለኔ አይደለም ከ12 በኋላ ግን you have to make a choice you can't just course ምንድነው through life and 5 ዓመት ጨርሰህ ነው
በአውቶ ድራይቭ የሆነ
በአውቶ ድራይቭ ነው you're an adult now and people have to be told this of course it's still 18 it's quite early 17 16 18 19 they're still young but they have to be told that this is how they should think about their education education is necessary ስለሆነ ማለት ነው ግን how do I get educated and now what do I educate myself on are a choice that have to be made by people
and after you dropped out like you got into tech and stuff like ስራ ወደ ማግኘት ወይ ስራ ወደ መጀመር ነው ወይስ የራሳችሁን ስራ ወደ መፍጠር did you get into the startup world like immediately after you dropped out or did you just normal like and the employee ሆነ ቆይታ
no so I don't think I was ever employed. Oh, I was employed once, I think, when I was maybe 7th active.
Okay.
I used to teach computer classes.
Okay, nice.
I was born and raised in Nazareth, Adama.
Yeah.
They didn't have English classes in schools. They had once a week English classes.
Wow.
ከዛ አዲስ አበባ ስመጣ it was everyone እንግሊዝኛ የሚያወራው እንግሊዝኛ ክላስ በቀን 2 ፔሪድ ምናምን ነገር አለ። it was foreign concept ለኔ እኔ በፊልም እንግሊዝኛ ማውቀው። ከዛ immediately አዲስ አበባ እንደመጣው I think 5 ክፍል አካባቢ እንግሊሽ ስኩል ገባው ክረምት ላይ። Because I was so obsessed trying to be as good as the other kids.
Wow, okay.
I got too good that cheap labor. I could sue him for child labor. As a cheap labor, I used to teach computer classes and basic English classes to old people.
That's crazy.
So, when it comes to the mechanical stuff, mechanical engineering እንደጨረስኩ drop out እንዳደረኩ I got into software. እዛው አዲስ አበባ ዩኒቨርሲቲ drop out አድርጌ software ገባሁ። change አደረኩ because I saw myself, my interest ወደዛ ነበር. Do I have the discipline to be self-taught አልኩ። በመስታወት ራሴን አየሁና I don't trust you. ከዛ I got into አዲስ አበባ ዩኒቨርሲቲ extension program data and extension program software. እዛ ገባሁ ግን I was doing my own stuff as early as I can. I think by second year into software, I was already trying to get contracts, trying to do some software work, I was trying to push the problem solving side of myself to do something already early on.
So now more like not like a startup, but like a freelancer or something.
Yeah. I was trying to see what the market was trying to do, to see what's up. I was interested in basically look an IT solutions type of thing, where we provide services for so
implementers.
Early on, it was just experimental. I was still very much invested into the whole technical mechanical stuff. But my mind was all about I was highly inspired by Elon Musk era.
It's like I always say like there are two kinds of people that get into software engineering, especially people who are inspired by the social network and people who are inspired by Iron Man. Iron Man or man like I think
I'm
you're
the Iron
one
Man
of those.
Early on ለመግባት it's like it blends Lenny the real world engineering and the digital engineering world. Lenny it's a blurry line still today. Most of my life is focused on the digital engineering side. But in the long term, of course, getting back to the other side of us is a key priority.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So I was gonna ask what your first startup was after that.
Well, I would say my first startup. It's not like a startup as a company sound, more of a product. There were plenty. We were interested in, I think, Kanasumenga, e-commerce line. There was some fintech type products which ነበሩ. Data analytics tools ነበሩ. Mostly, I think the earliest would be e-commerce. I wasn't like fully there for that era, but basically what we were good at, freelance Ethiopia የሚለው like ወደዛ ራሱ እንዴት እንደመጣ just to give you a story. What we were really good at was prototyping. So we were self-proclaimed kings of MVP ነው ራሳችንን የምንለው። So MVP ስላችሁ like ፕሮዳክቱን መስራት ብቻ ሳይሆን ሙሉ የMVP cycle from the research to building the product to launching it to testing it to retreating as soon as possible without losing as many resources. So from inception to complete withdrawal could take us a amount of time and a amount of money. but our competitors or anyone else, it would take them at least 2-3 times the amount of time, and it would cost them 10 times more. And then they would find out it fails. So basically the reason we've survived for so long is because we were really good at prototyping, we were really good at testing the market. So we're not attached to the things we test. The things we test have to prove themselves to us. Are you worth my investment? I'm not attached to something. So the basic rule that we did is, let's say you have an idea, validate መደረግ አለበት, because I believe this is something or something or we hash it out, we break it down, ከተለያዩ ፐርስፔክቲቮች ከኛ ውጭ ያሉ ፐርስፔክቲቮችን እንሰበስባለን, and then we decide to do something. The MVP could be product ላይሆን ይችላል, ምንም ከቴክ ጋር ማያያዝ ሊሆን ይችላል. The MVP that we do, if it's possible, that's always the first choice. If it's not, take ከሆነ ደግሞ we'll have to do the take እንላለን, ግን it has to be an MVP. And then maybe we'll have a few points, and 10 ነጥቦች እንይዛለን. And then we'll say if it checks this boxes, we go to level 2. If it checks, and then level 2 ደግሞ የራሱ ቦክሶች አሉት. If it checks these boxes for us, then we go to level 3. So this is how we basically move. We move really fast, like wildfire. So basically አሁን e-commerceዎች, fintechዎች, all the things that we've tested, you know how fintechs are making. Basically, is it making money or else? So the things we tested gave us the validation that we needed to either move forward or to stop immediately before we started burning cash money. So yeah, that is how we moved. How did we fund all of it? Of course, I think Sue knows, we do a lot of animation work. There's a traditional side of a business. Where we do animations, graphics design, and everything. So that has been supported by my other co-founders. So that's the thing they brought to the table once we met in the middle.
Is this, I know UL, is this UL 0 or does it
ከፍ ያለው the photographer?
Okay. አንተ የምትለው wait, digital artist ነው አይደለም?
Yeah. Oh, it could be a different. So that's awesome. How long is that cycle? How long like the average cycle for that?
And product MVP cycle.
It should be less than 6 months.
Okay.
Less than 6 months is one a bit. Because you shelf it or not. You shelf it as like potential future yellow product, because there is also checkboxes that say, okay, not ready now. One of the most important things in engineering as a whole, or in product or but solving a big problem with a novel method, is timing. So ብዙ ነገሮች አሉ, right? Product, market, timing is one of the most like top tier level. So special products that fail because of timing, ያለ ፎልደር ውስጥ ይገባል።
ሼልፍ ታደርጋቸው።
How do you know if they fail because of timing?
Because the current system,
you can see that limitation.
Clearly inefficient ሆኖ, but because the market is not ready for it, የተለያዩ ሪዝኖች አሉ. Why does it fail because of timing? የተለያዩ economics, it could be some supporting infrastructure intake የለም ሊሆን ይችላል፣ የተለያዩ ነገሮች ሊሆን ይችላል. Some things ደግሞ you can't solve, even if inefficient ሲሆኑ። ለምሳሌ one of the most impossible problems to solve is health tech. I really do appreciate the great health tech ውስጥ ያሉ ሰዎች. It's an impossible battle, an uphill battle, because the sector itself likes the inefficiency, doesn't want to be solved. So you're fighting to provide a solution to someone who clearly does not want a solution. የተለያዩ ምክንያቶች አሉ የማይፈልግበት ምክንያት ግን so እንደዛ አይነት ታይሚንግ ልትለው ይከብዳል, because it's inefficient, but ልትለው ትችላለህ. There are ways to get into it.
ኒዱ አለ ግን ዋንቱ የለም ነው።
ዋንቱ ላይኖር ይችላል ከዛ ደግሞ of course the health tech people ደግሞ ሌላ perspective it's just my view on this education ላይ similar ነገሮች አሉ so yeah it's about timing timing is critical ከዛ ውጭ ደግሞ of course other things are it's just bad idea it's just culturally mismatch just tone deaf to the እንትን አይነት ነገር ልታመጣ ትችላለህ you'd rather avoid those because even if you're so efficient it's frustrating if it's because of that failure product you want it to be because of timing or completely a new perspective that shocks you የሆነ ቴስት ስታረግ that that's why oh it doesn't work I get it now ምናምን የምትለው መሆን አለበት so it should be like that
So how many MVPs do you have shelved or thrown away throughout the years?
6 months
The graveyard do you know the website your Google graveyard ያለበት
killed by google.com or something
yes በቃ killed by google.com ግቡና እንደውም ጥሩ እንደዛ እያደረግን እንሄዳለን so yeah we shelf a lot of products ግን it's about some products honestly you shelf them because you don't have resources I'm sure every tech founder in Agrahal that is not in financial technology because it's easier for like the wealthy in African countries to understand financial technology so it's easy to find this ከሱ ውጭ ላሉት ሰዎች ግን it takes some grit to be like a founder of a tech company or like a new novel solution in engineering in any sense to solve a problem. Capital is virtually non-existent. So yeah, there are also products that you shelf because you find out down the line capital intensive መሆኑን ስታውቅ ማለት ነው. So ከባድ ነገሮች አሉት. ለምሳሌ one of the ideas we were going to try in 2020 before COVID hit was we're going to build batteries the Tesla Powerwall.
Okay.
I was really invested in that because it was hardware stuff. So it was my
building batteries? Actually building batteries?
Yes. So we wanted to prototype as fast as possible. So the best way to do it was we go to China and India, we find batteries, like laptop batteries, like these Samsung batteries. So they're basically cylindrical batteries you find in laptops, they're just packaged together. They move them out of those laptops, they grade them, they do everything, and then you can buy them in bulk. So, of course, COVID happened. I was going to fly out to China and India and go tour every factory and see how they do it. And then come and then build the batteries, give it to businesses. I did a study, I think. I went through multiple houses all over Addis Ababa trying to see what per day and household usage of electricity is something. Trying to understand the socio-economic contribution. COVID hit and not shut down the world because I just gloomy chain but that was one of the things that was really capital intensive but it would have been a good idea
was there like a solar power component to it or battery?
No,
like a UPS
we just buy the batteries. I designed the PCBs, everything. I write the software for the battery management, custom and everything. We just design the PCB, we send it to China, just so it comes here, you just get the batteries, you don't have to worry about the batteries. Fresh magazat has again because there are these sources that give you a ton of batteries from laptops, from electronic devices. They vet them, they test them. If you want to save a few cents, you can even test it yourself. You buy it in bulk.
ቴስት እያደረገ
ከዛ በኋላ ራስን እንትን ማለት ነው
ሪፈብሪሽ ነው የሚያደርጉት እነሱ ሪፈብሪሽ ላይክ ዩዝድ ባትሪዝ
ዩዝድ ባትሪዝ ኬሚካሎቹን ቴስት ያደርጉና ሲሚላር ሌቭል ኦፍ ሄልዝ ላይ ያሉትን ፓኬጅ አድርገው ይሰጣሉ
so what's the use case እዚህ ሀገር በደንብ አስረዳኝ እስቲ
the use case was businesses so ፀጉር ቤት መብራት ይጠፋበታል simplest the idea wasn't even በሶላር ቻርጅ አድርገው ምናምን አይደለም the electricity you bought it it's yours charge with it ሲጠፋ ያንተ ነው ማግኘት በሚገባህ ሰዓት ላይ ያጣሁን ኤሌክትሪሲቲ you just stored it ahead of time ታንከር ነው ሌላ ነገር የለም so that was the idea back in the day I was very convinced that there was no way the electricity infrastructure would be good enough for that now I mean would that be a good idea today because
I think it could be because I think last week or so I read an article about Kenya host specifically in the ያረጉ ያሉ ብዙ ካምፓኒዎች አሉ ግን they also do አሁን እንዳንተ እንዳልከው ዩዝ ባትሪ ምናምን እንደሚጠቀሙ አላውቅም ግን what they do is የባትሪ እና የሶላር ፓወር ኮምቦ ከዛ ከኤምፔሳቸው ጋር ምናምን ኢንተግሬትድ ሆኗል you're basically like in the mortgage አይነት ነገር ነው you buy it ከዛ
you buy the electricity no
you
buy the
there is a sim አለው ከዛ በኋላ you have to pay some amount of that like some percentage of that mortgage or like በየሳምንቱ ሊሆን በየወሩ
ዲቫይሱ ኦንሎን የተገዛው ማለት ነው
ኦንሎን የተገዛው ከዛ ልክ ስታልቀው like it will you own it mortgage-ን ከፍለስታል ግን in the meantime you pay for like እንደ ኖርማል መብራት እንደምከፍለው ተከፍላለህ እና like it's blowing up እና like ሁሉንም የሶላር ፓወር ቻርጆች የሶላር ፓወር like cost charge ስታይ like it's going down ዝም ብሎ like every single year they're getting cheaper and cheaper the batteries are getting cheaper and cheaper so
I mean monetization modelu ላይ smart ከሆነ yes
የነሱ ይሄ mortgage
የነሱ እሱ ነበር entry to market እንትናቸው it's mortgage based ነገር ከሆነ እኛም ሀገር አሁን ለምሳሌ መኪናዎች like true ኦንላይን መግዛት ከቻለ like ዝም ብለህ ባንክ ውስጥ ገብተህ ኦኬ ደሞዝ ይሄን ያልነው በየወሩ እየከፈልኩኝ መኪና ልግዛ ብትል ሁሉም ሰው መኪናውን ማድረግ ይችል ነበር so እንደዚህ አይነት ሞዴሎች የሚሰሩ ይመስለኛል I think it will work less
የኔ አሁን ይሰራል ብዬ ጥያቄ ነበር it's about the infrastructure so if the ለምሳሌ Ethiopia Electric Corporation is they are revamping the entire infrastructure to make sure industries get power አዲስ አበባ ኤሌክትሪሲቲ እንዳይቋረጥበት ና so at least በፕሮሚስ ደረጃ አለ and they're working on it so when you get to that phase now it becomes as an industry as a growing economy clean energy ለኛ ማተር ያደርጋል ወይ ብትል it shouldn't it just so happens though our entire electricity is clean already ማለት ነው
እና ኦፕሽናችን እንዳለ
ኦፕሽናችን hydropower so what basically solve እያደረክ ያለኸው እንትን በተለይ አዲስ አበባ ላይ which would have been the largest market city which ላይ ያለው if the infrastructure becomes really good or like good enough then market kind of did ከዛ በኋላ ወደ ውጪ ወደ ገጠር you're betting against Ethiopia Electric ማለት ነው ወደ ገጠር ምናምን ነው ሄደው to provide እንትን sure
some through time
ሊሆን ይችላል you're not ለመንግስትና ለፓወር ፕላንቶች ይሄ ሰርፕላስ ኤሌክትሪሲቲ ሴቭ የምታደርግበት ምናምን ነገር ደግሞ የምታደርግ ትችላለህ but የውጮቹ ቴክ is way mature on that and we do not have like ይሄ wind power ምናምን ነገር ያን ያህል የለንም it's like 24/7 always provide የሚያደርግ hydropower ነው እንትናችን so there isn't an electricity that you want to store ግን of course smart and really powerful gridoች ላይ really complex gridoች ላይ you want to balance out እንደዚህ industry so infrastructure በጣም advanced ከሆነ like South Africa like Botswana Mauritius ምናምን then ከባድ ይሆናል so it's always a deep study into the market trying to
you're right
is my solution what kind of monetization model what each am I scratching all these things have to be tested and then long term each year like my engineers people I hire I always tell them if 3 months from now the code you wrote today አስጠልቶ በቃ እጅህን ይዘን ምናምን በቃ ነው ልቀቁኝ ነው እያልክ ሪፋክተር ላድርገው ነው እያልክ ካልሆነ then you're not improving actually so it's the same thing 2020 ላይ ነበረው me እና አሁን ያለው me it is just በቃ አይገናኝም it's so different yeah I would say
so እሱ ሼልፍ ተደረገ ማለት ዲስካርድ ነው የተደረገው
capital intensive now
yes it was capital intensive Yeah, so the reasoning back then was that.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older and wiser and smarter, I
So,
see other reasons as well.
የኬንያ አፕሮቹ ግን በኩል ላይ the point was of course yeah it's obviously a bet against the infrastructure
Bet against it.
ምክንያቱም if there is obviously cable ካለ ምናምን that will be the better option for that ግን እዛ ላይ ያሉ የነበረው like we could have a potential of like free electricity like a world where you don't have to like pay for energy አይነት create ሊያደርግ ይችላል ነበር
the off-grid promise is very attractive. It's very it's a fantasy. I mean it's a delicious fantasy. Okay? If electricity is so cheap, I mean ለኛ ነገሩ አሁን ተወዷል በጣም of course እየተወደደ ነው ግን in the grand scheme of it in the grand scheme of the world we have one of the cheapest electricity. So yeah it's not just about money at the end of the day ለኔ ማለት ነው personally it's about how big of a problem am I scratching like the problem has to be drive የሚያደርገኝ እሱ ነው ብዙ ጊዜ just like if I don't solve a big enough problem ይሄ job satisfaction ይለዋል እሱ ላይ ይመጣል I won't have a job satisfaction. There are plenty of people who solve የተለያዩ ፕሮብለሞች እኔም አሁን ሶልቭ እያደረግኩት ያሉት በጆብ ፕላትፎርም ከዚህና ከዚህ በላይ የሆኑ ትላልቅ ፕሮብለሞች ሶልቭ እያደረጉ ሰዎች አሉ it's just what scratches that problem solve የሚያደርገው ኢቹን እንዴት ነው የምናደርገው
that's good እንትን አሁን እኔ since you mentioned e-commerce ማለት ነው one of the ለኔ ዲሌማ የሚሆንብኝ ለምንድን ነው እኛ ሀገር ሁሌ e-commerce okay fail ያደርጋል I don't know what happened to be honest ግን በቃ why is e-commerce so hard እዚህ እናንተ ስለሞከራችሁት ማለት
you open the Pandora's box I mean e-commerce there are ስመኝ እዚህ ቢኖር አንድ 30 ሰዓት ያወራ ነበር why it feels there are so many factors I'm sure you know most of them it's መጀመሪያ culturally infrastructure ስናወራ infrastructure መጀመሪያ it's a hard
what's infrastructure
infrastructure ለምሳሌ as simple as addressing systemaችን ማለት ነው right e-commerce is one of the strongest suits of e-commerce is making sure your product gets to you without you having to think about like the logistics of the product getting to you
that's the whole
so that already friction ይፈጥራል of course እንደምን ታደርሷል ቢዩም ምግብ ይደርሳል የትም ባለበት ይመጣል ግን አለው friction ከፍተኛ friction አለ because if you want to ship a fridge if you want to buy like የሆነ ነገር like በጣም the amount of products that can be shipped to you friction ስላለ እሱ ይፈክታል there's a problem there so infrastructure on road and addressing systemaችን በአጠቃላይ የከተማ ፕላኒንግ ማለት ነው የከተማ ፕላኒንግ አዘው ከዛ ውጪ of course internet payments I mean አሁን ነው like in the tech world it moves so fast it feels like it's been here forever but it just got here so internet payments በቴሌብር መክፈል መቻል በሲቢኢ ብር በሲቢኢ ባንክ መክፈል መቻል these are things that just got here and only developers can integrate with them right so which means this industry exclusively is guarded by engineers who know how to code so it's behind that እሱን ደግሞ by the way በቅርብ ነው የመጣው integrating with APIs and where you can like pay ምናምን መክፈል አሁን ነው የመጣው and culture ደግሞ አለ of negotiation የnegotiation culture አለ of course ሳታይ ፕሮዳክቱን ሳታይ ሺፕ የማድረግ trust ከፍተኛ እንትን አለ so culturally so what is the behavior of the people itself እዛ ሶሳይቲ ላይ ያለው ሰው እንዴት ነው behave የሚያደርገው in their shopping behaviorአቸው የሚለው ራሱ affect ያደርጋል e-commerce it's the same reason like you could go to the US and why doesn't a super app work in the US cultural difference which all why does it work in China super app እዚህ የተሞከረ ነው why won't it work or why would it work in Ethiopia? So there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of failure points. አሁን በቃ አንድ ሰው አዘዘ ኦንላይን ሀርድሉ ከሎጂስቲክስ ይጀምራል። by the way ሪፈንድ ሲስተም የለም። one of the most በጣም ችግር የሚሆነው ኢኮሜርስ ሪፈንድ ነው። Our banking, our entire taxation system doesn't recognize refunding የሚባለውን concept. So one of the most critical parts of an e-commerce system is a refund
እና ሪተርን ሜካኒዝም
refund እና returns ይህ ኮንሰፕት ደግሞ የለም። ዲጂታል ላይ ካደረከው ዲጂታሊ ሬሲት ስትቆርጥ ሬሲቱን እንትን ማድረግ ሬሲቱን ሬኮግናይዝ ማድረግ ዲጂታል ሬሲቶችን ማውጣት ምናምን ዳይሬክትሊ ከኢታክስ ጋር ከኢትሬድ ጋር ኮኔክት ማድረግ all this infrastructure you cannot push it to the level that you want to push it from a technical side behavioral side አለ logistics አለ there's so many things that have to go right but you can build slowly አሁን ኮሜርሶች ፌል ያደርጋሉ ሳይሆን you can build it slowly and get to a point as the infrastructure and the tech and the society catches up and gets used to the implementation regulation በተለይ around taxation improve እያደረገ ሲሄድ eventually ይመጣል።
ስለዚህ ሼልፍድ ነው ማለት ነው። ሼልፍድ ነው ማለት
I would say the tech is getting there. The regulation is not. The tech is getting there that
maybe
it's like law is like ህግ ስራው መከልከል መፍቀድ አለ እስካልከለከለ ድረስ you push and the regulation fair ከሆነ fair በሆነ እንትን catch up እያደረገ ይሄዳል።
what's like ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ አሁን maybe አብዛኛው አላውቅም እኔ ኤግዛምፕል እያሰብኩኝ ነበር have you ever like seen e-commerce like potential አለው ብለህ ያየው ካምፓኒ አለ or these people are doing better than the others now ወይስ ሁሉም
I mean GG አለ
GG it's not technically it's like
it's a hosting ነው it's a basic glorified magazine
Craigslist አይነት አሰራር ነበር
so it's just it's like look in the ምንድነው ይሄ what's the US ላይ ትልቁ እንትን Zillow አላል ለሊስቲንግ እንትን የሪል ስቴት
I don't know
basically በቃ think of it like starting there የኛ የኢትዮጵያ ኮመርሶች Zillow ናቸው so
okay they just listed
they list most of them they connect so it's basically a yellow page for products you go there kaza baka the easiest way for these people to monetize because the infrastructure ከባድ ነው you're going to have to build motor
warehousing delivery system
delivery system አለ ከየት ነው በምንድን ነው የምታደርሰው because አሁን ለምሳሌ አማዞን same day shipping እኛ ጋር ሆነ and suddenly if everyone e-commerce like online ቢሆን አንድ ትልቅ warehouse አዲስ አበባ ላይ ብታደርግ that's just not how it works you have to
distribute ማድረግ
አለበት like አሁን ለምሳሌ Walmart one of the most sophisticated distribution and prediction systems ያላቸው እነሱ ነው right they predict at what season does main product የሆነ ሲቲ ውስጥ የሆነ Walmart shop ላይ ይፈልጋል ብለው almost every 7 minutes or every 20 minutes decision make የሚያደርግ ML system ያላቸው like that takes in like 200-300 APIs of weather data local news ምናምን አድርገው it's like okay ነገ ጠዋት ላይ
ይሄ ፕሮዳክት
እዚህ Walmart ውስጥ መግባት አለበት so this level of እንትን ላይ ነው የደረሱት እነዚህ ሰዎች we're nowhere near ከነዚህ ሰዎች ጋር so the safest way to make money is ለሊስቲንግ ማስቀመጥ ሊስት ታደርጋለህ ፕሮዳክትህን and ፕሮዳክት ሊስት ታደርግልሃለሁ EP አለቅ
visibility እንሰጣለሁ
እሱ ብቻ if you build value on top of that you can charge more for it what is the value you build on top of it do you provide warehousing fulfillment
buyer protection
yes buyer protection escrow አለ ሆይ if you want that like in the eBay አይነት are you providing shipping are you providing returns and refunds guarantees to the buyer so as you keep adding these values your monetization capacity If not, you're just, safe bet. The safe bet is just what you're going to be selling is just eyeballs, right? I'll sell you eyeballs on my product. Website ላይ ሰው ይመጣል ያያል, they know me, pay me. It's the safest mode. ግን ያው don't be afraid to push it in. Afriworkም እኮ ያው ከግሎሪፋይድ የጋዜጣ ዲጂታል አድርገን ነው በቃ አይደል? We started there.
ፖስት ማድረግ ነው።
So it's like we keep pushing the tech ካለው ከዘመኑ ጋር እየተራመድን እንሄዳለን።
I guess እነዚህ maybe one of those companies that start off listing እንዳልከው ቀስ በቀስ ነው ብቻው ነው ሊያርጉ ይችላሉ potentially.
Yeah, they have to build them. Afriworkም ላይ አሁን current tech provide የማያደርገውን ነገር on top of that layer certain ያደረግናቸው ነገሮች አሉ. Just because the tech was not there, we had to invent a solution. Out of thin air. ፈረንጆቹ ጋር like normal የሆነ ነገር እኛ ጋር we had to like hack together some. He built this with a bunch of scraps. We had to do that. Trivial የሆነ tech እኛ ጋር we still have to build some of it. And then when it catches up, now you try to.
Should we start talking about Afriwork or do you?
I don't know. ስለክ ከኢኮመርስ እና ከአፍሪወርክ መሃል ብዙ ሩቅ ነው ወይስ?
We can talk about Afriwork. I'm very young. ያርባ ሰው አረጋች።
አይ በየስድስት ወሩ MVP የምትሰሩ ከሆነ I'm sure there's other things.
I was gonna say related to that after. Do you know about this company called Rakik? They publish this infographics
I've seen them on X.
But አሁን እኔ ያየሁት ያለው like you guys like scrap የምታደርጓቸው ፕሮዳክት ላይ ኮሌክት የምታደርጉትን ዴታ you could create something like that. You can create some like analysis.
We have
you can sell that to companies.
We actually do that. We have another startup called Masero Insights.
Okay.
Current startup, bro? It's like
it's a product.
Masero Insights.
Masero Insights.
Masero Insights.
Wow.
Masero Insights.
So you're already there. Okay. So you're there.
We already provide services.
Okay. So you're like another like. I guess you guys are good at research if you're doing this.
Yes.
Every 6 months.
We're kind of very good at research.
Masero Insights.
I remember agriculture ላይ ትንሽ we dabble እና like really I think we have one of the best like private sector researchers out in like reports on agriculture or private
agriculture.
Private agriculture ላይ ያሉ researchers ምናምን ነገር ብዙ ያወጣናቸው ነገሮች አሉ. So we're like really good at doing these things, trying to understand the market, getting into it and see something works now.
I guess it's not technically tech አይደለም or tech ነው I don't know ግን agriculture ላይ የሰራችሁት ስራ I used to follow it. Agricultural equipment ነገር tell us a little bit about that. It's interesting.
It's back to the original thing. It's problem solving. So like agriculture ላይ okay just አላ መሰረታዊ ነገሮች አሉ just economics. It's food, energy, housing, water. These are just the basic building blocks of a civilization. So are we feeding ourselves? We just have to find the basics. ለምሳሌ በኋላ መጣና Afriwork ላይ it's the same question. It's like ይሄን ያህል ወጣት አለ ሚሊየን አፍሪካ ላይ ይሄን ያህል ቢሊየን አለ ሚሊየን ኤጅ 17 ነው. How are they going to find work? ፖል ላይ ጋዜጣ እየለጠፉ ነው አናየው. Which means that this is societal level, like apocalyptic level problem ነው. If people don't find work reliably and so ልክ እንደዚህ አይነት ይሄ grand problemዎች አሉ. So agriculture ላይ እሱን ነው in our humble with our humble resources ለመግባት የሞከርነው ማለት ነው. It was just us having a grand vision and we start small and see how it works. So what we wanted to do is just solve mechanization because it's everyone የሚያውቀው ያመነበት ፕሮብለም ነው። መንግስት ያውቀዋል፣ ሌላው ፕራይቬት ሴክተር ያውቀዋል፣ መንገድ ላይ ብታስቆም ሰው ያውቃል። right? It's about አንድ ፋርመር 2 ሄክታር 1 ሄክታር 1.5 ሄክታር ሆና ያለው ከዛ በኋላ ገጣጥሞ መስራት ለመቻል አግሪካልቸር ኢኩዊፕመንት ይፈልጋል, needs knowledge, right? ግን knowledge has to be between what he knows and what you know, right? አንተ አዲሱን ቴክ ትመጣለህ እሱ ግን his great grandpa has been on that land. He knows what works, what doesn't. then እሱን እንዴት ነው የምታገጣጥመው? How do you increase productivity? So it is a critical problem that still needs to be solved. We are nowhere near ኢትዮጵያ ላይ ያለው machinery count ያሳዝናቸዋል። It's just agriculture machinery, tractors, combine harvesters, planters, sprayers. So yeah, that's the problem we wanted to solve. We got into it. We had a few ideas. We're still working on them. We're trying to involve the Yakatamaonso middle class to be comfortable with purchasing and getting into the agriculture world as easily as they do in construction.
Okay.
ለምሳሌ አንድ middle class or upper middle class የሆነ ሰው back in the day እንኳን middle class ለማድረግ ይከብዳል ግን back in the day maybe 10 years ago middle class person can buy an excavator መግዛት ይችላል roller ሊገዛ ይችላል grader መግዛት ይችላል and they are very comfortable in doing that. Right? Because they know someone. So የሆነ ብሎክ ውስጥ አንድ ሰው እንደዚህ ብትወረውር ኮንትራክተር አጣጣም ኢንዱስትሪ የታወቀ ነው your friend of a friend excavator አለው ስራ እንዴት እንደሚገኝ ታወቃል the industry is very mature ግን ያንን ሰው እየሄደ አሁን ነው ማለት ያኔ አይደለም አሁን ራሱ ሄደ ጠይቀው ትራክተር ግዛ ብትለው ምን እንደማደርገው ትራክተር ምንድነው የሚሰራው like do I get land? He doesn't even know.
Okay, yeah.
Do I rent it out?
Yeah.
What do I do with tractor? So if you do not involve the general public into believing that this is a worthwhile investment, industry mature ካላደረገ then they don't invest. Then they don't buy equipment. They don't dabble into agriculture. ያ comfort zone ውስጥ የሉ አሁንም ያን comfort zone ማምጣት ነው one of our thinking about how to approach this problem.
So the aim is የሆነ ሰው አቅም ያለው ሰው farming equipment ገዝቶ ሊስ እንዲያደርግ ነው
there were some I don't know regulation of course አይልም ግን there were ideas on tokenization ግን the point is it's just making people feel like they can actually invest in this industry and then mature ማድረግ like the construction industry extremely mature እንደሆነ agriculture extremely mature ከሆነ then middle class ይሳተፍበታል numbers game እንዲሆን ማለት ነው ከዛ በኋላ numbers game ካረከው then ቪትስ እንደሚገባው ኤክስካቫተር ተገብቶ ቃሊቲ ላይ ዶሳን ተደርድሮ እንደምታዩ ይደረደራል ማለት ነው so እንደዛ ከሆነ now you're solving the problem by mobilizing the society itself. So ያንን ኮምፎርት ክሬት የምታረግበት የተለያዩ አይዲያዎች እና ሜቶዶች አሉ so that is basically what we're trying to do.
You could do so many things with that.
There are like you could think of 10-20 ideas on how to do that.
Why it's like not the middle class but what about the upper class like people who have a lot of companies who run like big companies እነሱስ እዚህ ላይ እየተሳተፉ ነው ወይስ
ይሳተፋሉ?
እየተሳተፉ ነው ሌላ
No, I was saying like the median it's like the middle income ሰዎችን involve ማድረግ ያስፈልገው ስለማይሰሩ ነው ወይስ
numbers game. Okay. So what you want is the industry to be mature. አሁን ለምሳሌ any sufficiently ይሄ ከሚድል ኢንካም አልፈው rich countries የሚባሉት ላይ you don't find millions and millions of farmers.
Okay. You find
because it's a very simple concept, right? አሁን ያለን farmer አለ tens of millions of farmers ያሉ US ብትሄድ Europe ብትሄድ you don't find tens of millions of farmers.
There is farmers you have there.
Exactly. Just የሆነ አንድ ፋሚሊ ኢትዮጵያ ላይ 1000 farming family የሚያደርገውን output ነው የሚያደርገው. ከዛም በላይ ሊሆን ይችላል right because it's ridiculous ራሱ የነሱ ራሱ እኮ ተኝቶ ምናምን እዛ እንትናቸው ላይ በታብሌት ጠቅጠቅ አድርገው ራሱ ትራክተሩ
ፓዝ ዲፋይን አድርጎለታል ራሱ
በጂፒኤስ ይተከላል for accuracy centimeters of accuracy የሚንቀሳቀስ እንትን ላይ ምናምን እየደረሱ ነው እነሱ ጭራሽ ማለት ነው ፋርመሩ ተኛ አረፍ በል እያሉት ሶ
አውቶሜትድ
ሶ እዛ እንትን ላይ የምንደርሰው ፋርሚንግ ኢንዱስትሪ በደንብ ሞባላይዝ ማድረግ አለበት right of course በጣም everything has to go right to be there everything it's not just in the agriculture industry it's the education manufacture which means over decades ከፋርመር ወደ ኢንዱስትሪ እና ወደ አርባናይዝ ወደሚያደርግ ሶሳይቲ ህዝቡ መቀየር አለ at the same time increasing farming productivity it's like a matrix no it's not even human mind በላይ ነው it's like how this happens over decades if not 50 100 years happen የሚያደርግ change transitioning from 60 million farmers to just a million farmers that's what you want you don't want 60 million farmers you want a million farmers that can output a ridiculous amount of productivity and food management right so anyway so ያ ትራንዚሽን አለ because ያ ሁላ ሚሊየን ህዝብ የፋርመሮቹ ልጆች ሃየር ቫልዩ እንትን ላይ እየገቡ ኦር ደግሞ ኮንሶሊዴት እያደረጉ ለአንዱ እየያዙ አንድ ሰው አንድ ፋርሚንግ ፋሚሊ ትልቅ እየያዘ የትራንዚሽን takes years and years ምክንያቱም like በቃ በአንድ ሄክታር ላይ ፋርም እያደረገ አንድ እንትን ለአንድ ሄክታር መሬት ትራክተር አትገዛም right ስለዚህ ሰብሰብ አድርገህ ብዙ ሰው አንድ ትራክተር
ነበር የሚባለው እሱ ነገር
ኩታ ገጠም
yeah you could create like you can formalize it you can create a corporation like they read shares
yeah that's how they do it እሱ ሞዴል አሁን ያው ያን ያህል እንትን አይደለም like I wouldn't say
it would work
long forever can we keep this model where we have still 50 million farmers for life and then they will always be ኩታ ገጠም generationally ማይሄድልህ በቃ ሰው አርባናይዝ ያደርጋል ይወጣል በቃ I don't want to be a farmer ይሄዳል gets into industry gets into service sector gets into city life right expand እያደረገ ሲሄድ so እሱም አለ ፋርመራችንን ብዙ እናድርግበት እንትን ስላለ ማለት ነው እንደው so ግን ዞሮ you have to start now you have to give the farmers that we have now the tools to be competitive to increase the productivity higher quality product እንዲያወጡ losses መቀነስ all these things ይቻላል
so what about okay I have two things actually የመጀመሪያው basically your እዛ ላይ አይዲያቸው የነበረው is it like to be like abstraction ነገር መሆን like between the farmer እና investor መሃል ላይ እናንተ you buy machinery ምናምን you lease it out on behalf of the investor no and then the investor all they do is just collect dividends ማለት ነው like invest አድርገው ዲቪደንዳቸውን እንደዛ አይነት ነገር ነው እንደዛ ሞዴል ነበር
it has to be very simple because so
እኔ እንደዛ ነው
they don't need to think about it because skeptical ነው ገብቷል ብር is a sensitive issue so what am I investing in am I getting enough way even near break even or else as much money to them as possible no more ያለበት so you want to handle the training of operators you want to handle the distribution of equipment because now you have to know ኦሮሚያ ክልል አማራ ክልል አፋር ላይ ደቡብ ላይ እንዴት ነው ዲስትሪቢዩት ማድረገው seasons አሉ right based on the seasons moving tractors moving people around so anyway logistics like the e-commerce right how do I move all this machinery at the most efficient manner how do I move them around where should I move them እንዴት ነው ማንቀሳቀሳቸው what do I train my people on maintenance አለ so building that is what industry mature ስላላደረገ you have to build that you have to build the standard you have to build the training training በጣም የትራክተር training በጣም በቃ አዳማ ላይ ነው ትንሽ ያለ so you have to build that you have to build the shipping the everything ታደርገው now like alla layer abstraction layer ትሆናለህ ማለት ነው introduction into a very decentralized and confused industry that they don't know how to operate right to like okay I am the gateway API gateway they come into
this is absolutely
it's a very good idea
it's a very good idea so how is it going how can we invest
very very tough it's extremely intensive capital intensive
yeah
extremely capital intensive we're still experimenting with like a few friends and families, ጓደኞች, people that want to invest into it አይነት ነገር በእነሱ ኢንቨስት እያደረግን ነው። It's pretty tough to move around the country, as you know. So has been very impactful for operations in the valley. Almost halt የሚያደርግ ደረጃ ነው። Can't do anything የሆነ ቦታ መንቀሳቀስ አትችልም።
Peace necessary ነው ለዚህ አይነት ነገር ሰው።
ፒሱ ደግሞ almost አንተ የምታስበውን ቅድም ያልኳችሁን የሎጂስቲክስ ጌም ኦፍ that's what we want to test, right? We want to move things around. See, if you're enclosed አንድ ኤሪያ ላይ እዛው ጋር ቁጭ ብለህ ሲዝኑ አልቋል, you can't move anywhere. Now the whole thing ፈረሰ ማለት ነው።
You're right.
So you need to be able to move around. You're trying to test a hypothesis. We can't test it because that's been a problem, but እንግዲህ still we'll see as things calm down ደግሞ ምናየው ነው ከእንደገና።
Okay. Cool. Technically technology company ነው ሊሆን ነው። Efficiency
ቶከናይዝ እናደርገው ነበር።
Any company could be a technology. You just gotta
tech-enabled.
Tech-enabled. You just gotta decide to use it. That's all.
So what came after?
Between basically Afriwork ነው።
Afriwork. Let's talk about Afriwork. Only like in about Afriwork. የመጀመሪያ ቨርዥን ፍሪላንስ ኢትዮጵያ ብላችሁ I think ቦት ነው የሰራችሁት። የቴሌግራም ቦት አይደል?
ቻናል ነበር፣ ግሩፕ ነበር መጀመሪያ።
ግሩፕ ነበረ። No, ቻናል ነበረ።
It was just like manually post እያደረጋችሁ።
ሲጀምር we just wanted graphics designers and animators. ከዛ በኋላ በሱ ተጀመረ። It was nothing about anything. It's just we wanted people that were good at good animator, ሞዴለሮች ምናምን ነገር ያ so እሱ ሲጀምር just escalate ማድረግ ጀመረ። ሌላ ፍሪላንስ and then ሌላ ሰው ይመጣል። ከዛ people started asking things አለ እንደዚህ እንትን ብናደርግ ሲሆን I guess I'm going to have to build up. And then Yala say the story of Afriwork is basically I think one of the best organically grow product like in Ethiopia. It's a true problem nabara and then just organically solve the other. We haven't monetized it for like 5-6 years. We were just holding on to the product. People ይመጣሉ, they call us a feature ጨምር እንደዚህ ይደረግልን አረው እንትና approval እንትና አለ እየጨመረ started going up. And then that is one of the best validations that you can get for a product is when it grows naturally and then people care. Afriwork down ሲሆን ማታ 5 ሰዓት ላይ ነው ቴክስት ይገባልኛል from people አላ እንትኑ down ነው አይታችሁታል። So you have a mass army of QA testers ready to tell you something went wrong at any given time. The worst thing is when people don't tell you. That means they don't care enough.
የእናንተ አፕሮች በጣም I think ትክክለኛ ነበር። So there are other like Hahu jobs or ምናምን ብዙ ነበሩ አይደል? የጆብ ቦርድ ግን they started out as a website ምናምን ነገር
ኢትዮ ጆብስ ነው። ኢትዮ ጆብስ
I guess እኮ እኛ ሹሌ እየተጫወትን ነበር የተመሰረተው ድርጅቱ
እንዴ በጣም ኢትዮ
ጆብስ has been here for a while.
I don't know, like what gave you guys the momentum? Do you think it was Telegram? You could like capitalize on that as it was getting popular?
Yes, it was definitely Telegram. You just have to go down to where the people are the most. So website and abc.com like after. So app it's አሁን እንደውም እንጂ ያለው ያኔ it's impossible like download አድርግልኝ app there is a breaking change sorry because ያኔ version አድርገህ ምናምን ሜንቴን ማድረግ ደግሞ ራሱን የቻለ ሄዴክ right like different versions with different API እንትኖች ሜንቴን ማድረግ impossible. So you're almost always breaking the app which means they have to re-download it every time. It's a nightmare. So the obvious choice it wasn't like brilliant idea, but it's Telegram, no? You have to be there. So pushing pushing the product through Telegram allowed it to be where it is today.
So, again, back to the basics. What is Afriwork?
Yeah.
The
current stage
in the current stage, what is
Yeah, well, Afriwork is basically a fully digitally job platform. It's a simple thing. So, job platform in Bicharelem, very soon, freelancing marketplace.
So what's the difference?
A freelancing marketplace is basically then Upwork kind of product freelancing, Fiverr, freelancing marketplace. So you facilitate the exchange of services through the platform between a client and a freelancer. So freelancing marketplace, what the root actions freelance because we were focused on freelancer that was our root
goal.
Yeah. That's how it started.
Back
to you could not live with your own failure. Where did that lead you back to? So freelance Ethiopia, I grew into full-time jobs. We had to cater.
Yeah.
One of the things people kept asking was, okay, I want to hire part-time, full-time, intern, volunteer. I want to hire everyone, every job type, remote, on-site, everything.
Yeah.
Once that came, now we became a full-fledged freelancing platform. Job platform. So we started facilitating all these job types. But then at the end, the biggest move, freelancing marketplace, we're sometime early 2026, like Q1, I think. We are moving to a few African countries and direct African countries.
Wow, okay.
Expanding now. So we're moving there as well with the freelancing marketplace.
Okay. Yeah. Did you look into, like, of course you did, you guys, of course you did the market research, Africa, of course.
There isn't much, honestly. So the core, when we solve a problem, it has to be like a king,
yeah.
So freelancing marketplace when he's in Africa, it's not like people want to hire. No. It's like, what is the core issue there? So just to give you one bullet example, one of the core issues is each African market is its own bubble. Like, it's like Ethiopia and Kenya and the bump በብሉ ክሮስ አያደርግም ምንም አንገናኝ
why is that
because cross border እንትኖች የሉንም ፔመንቶች የሉንም
አሁን ገና የሆነ ነገር እየተጀመረ ነው እንጂ
በአፍሪካን ዩኒየን
ACFT ነው AFC cross border
trade one of my outlandish beliefs ማለት ነው one of the reasons Africa doesn't succeed is because it's splintered into way too many states.
Way too
many states.
States.
Like nations. Way too many nations.
I mean some of the nations for colonial age. Technically, colonialism.
The borders, colonial borders.
The grand scheme of time, they just got out of that. ለእኛ ነው ብዙ ይመስላል እንጂ ዙም አውት አድርገህ ታይምላይን ስታየው ብሊምፕ ነው አሁን ነው የወጡት so the integration of the African
you're saying sorry
so in the integration between African economies is non-existent almost so because of that there is a lot that we're losing in every sector in agriculture, in energy, in manufacturing, ሁሉም ነገር በለው just Africa አሁን ሁሉም it's like ደሃ ወንድምህ ደሃ ነህ ከነሱ ማውራት አትፈልግም ወደ ላይ ካለው ጋር እርስ በርስ ኢግኖር ተደረገን ወደዛ ነው ያየን ወደ ዩሮፕ ወደ of course that's naturally እነሱ እንዳለ ነው የኮሎኒያሊዝም እንትን ይኖር አለ በዛ ላይ ደግሞ just economics itself pushes you to do that but ያ በብል ቢፈርስ like pop binarago and then if we integrate it somehow there is a very big opportunity cross border ላይ ይፈጠር ይችላል just as a developer Devtopia developer so it's like Kenya ላይ ሆነ አንድ ዴቨሎፐር መቼም ታውቃላችሁ ከኛ በላይ ነው right
አሁን I don't know ግን በፊት እንደዛ ነበር አሁን እንዴት ነው
እኔ ምንም እኔ have no idea ዲጂታል ዜሮ
I mean ለምን ኬንያ it's very open እንትናቸው ኢኮኖሚያቸው it's sort of open አይደል አሁን ናይሮቢ ማይክሮሶፍት ኦፊስ አለው ኦራክል አለው like
so it would be like significantly higher than the average
Nigeria ላይ till of high tech ናቸው so what happens when we open up this market so what happens when we allow the Kenyan like startup or the Kenyan business to hire an Ethiopian, a Rwandan, a Uganda because the Ugandan just charges $200 versus the Kenyan who charges $100
you're right
so it's like layer kick እንደዚህ ነገር ነው እኛ መተንም ሐሳባችን ምንድነው እንደዚህ ዘንኬ ማድረግ ከዛ ኢትዮጵያም $200 ቻርጅ አድርጋለ የሚል የነበረው ኬንያው 1000 ከሆነ የሚያደርገው ይላል ያደርጋል ኬንያው ኧረ ኢትዮጵያው እንትን እያደረገ ነው ይልና እሱም ዝቅ ያደርጋል ባላንስ አውት ያደርጋል ማርኬቱ ማለት ነው so what we want to do is open this up across all digital services right graphics design anything that can be done remotely as a service መደረግ እንችላለን between African countries open up ማለት ሁለት ደግሞ that economics ላይ በአጠቃላይ as a whole in the industry የሚፈጥረው ራሱን የቻለ በቃ የሆነ ትልቅ እንትና shift አለ just opening up the borders ሁለት ደግሞ giving people access to more talent right Ethiopians you're just stuck with Ethiopians Kenyans you're just stuck with Kenyans you can hire others but you need dollar that's the problem so Kenyan businesses need access to dollar to hire some Ethiopian they need access to dollar to hire outside their ecosystem their country
it makes no sense
exactly ስለዚህ now what we're trying to do is ያንንም barrier ልንሰብረው ነው on what we're doing ስለዚህ each country they will be able to hire ሌላ ሀገር ላይ በራሳቸው ዩጋንዳ ውስጥ ያለው ሰው wants to hire ኢትዮጵያዊ ኬንያዊ ሩዋንዳዊ ካሜሩናዊ ኢምፕሎየሩ በዩጋንዳን ሺሊንግ ነው ለኛ የሚሰጠው ወይ በኬንያን ሺሊንግ ለኛ ይሰጣል እኛ እዛኛው ሀገር ላይ በራሳቸው ከረንሲ which means two cross border እንደዛ ካልሆነ cross border አለ እንደዛ ካልሆነ አሁንም ያለው ሲስተም ነው
ግን ቆይ how would you balance attain balance እናንተ book ላይ እንዴት ነው
it's very tricky because now you have to think about especially unstable currency ያላቸው አፕሮች ጋር highly fluctuate የሚያደርጉ ምክንያቱም by the time አንተ ብሩን ስትቀበልና ፍሪላንሰሩ ከሳምንት በኋላ ጨርሻለሁ ሲል እዛ ጋር ባላንስ ማድረግ extremely tricky so currency exchanges are completely baka they take you out of your role you just want to be in the tech but now you have to think about currency exchanges and how to balance and how do I lock in currency እንዴት ነው ማድረግ how do I move money around right ከያቱም ሁሉም ሀገር የተለያየ ሬጉሌሽን አለው ዩጋንዳ ናሽናል ባንክ የራሱ ሬጉሌሽን አለው እንዴት ነው መከፈል ነው ምን ያህል ነው መክፈል የምትችለው እንዴት ነው ብር የምታወጣው ታስገባው እንዴት ነው ዲስፐርስ ስታረግ ሴትልመንት each country has its own rules now you have to you can't just willy-nilly just strike into connect target ነገር ላይ it's like you're negotiating in a way with each country's like rules seeing what the limitations are and working with those limitations even disbursement logically ያያያል ሀገር like as in literally code level programmatically ልታለይ ይችላል the behavior of disbursement in Kenya versus in Uganda versus in Cameroon versus in Nigeria so ሱራሱን የቻለ ትሪክ እንትን አለ ግን ቴኩ የመጣ ስለሆነ ነው I mean there are service providers already doing this if you integrate with them and then build a layer on top of them you can make it happen so it's not semi custom ነገሮችን መስራት ይጠበቅብሃል still it's not like fully there no
it's not
plug and play ያን ያህል አይደል
so for now you're just expanding the job platform to other countries because ways are you already starting
freelance market by mid by ያው እንግዲህ ኢንጂነር ስለሚያዩት as an engineer deadlines
flexible
take it with a grain of salt with a lot of salt in the development So the idea is
you're not gonna launch it until like
2026 like Q1 ላይ ነው ሀሳባችን by March will be live Ethiopian ጨምሮ in 5 countries.
Okay.
And then once we're live, all those countries, Ethiopia እንኳን መሆን አይችልም. The 4 other countries at least እርስ በርሳቸው ወደ ኢትዮጵያ ማስገባት ይችላሉ። የኢትዮጵያው ክላይንት ማውጣት አይችልም እንጂ they can hire
ኢትዮጵያዊ employer
they can't hire the others ግን they can hire each other and Ethiopians. ስለዚህ ለኢትዮጵያ freelancers is very weird. So it's like suddenly on Afriwork in like a few months ከአራት ሀገር ምናምን ጆብ የሚመጣው and of course communication የሚሆነው በUSD ምናምን ነው to keep it clear when you talk, but the payments happen ከዛም ሳይድ ከሁሉም ሳይድ በየሀገሩ currency based on የየሀገሩ የናሽናል ባንክ እና የኮንስቲቱሽን ሩልስ ገቨርናንስ ኦን ማኒ ማለት ነው money transfers.
That's interesting. I was gonna ask Ethiopia ውስጥ like how many users do you have? How many job or like users that makes sense? How many job posts per like on average do you have per week or per month?
We usually count per day.
Okay, per day.
It depends can on average 55-60 jobs
per day.
Yeah. So
new job posts.
Brand new job posts.
Like applies the most like
applies it's ridiculous. Millions and millions of applications are on this count. So the Afriwork ላይ የሚያደርገው is like we source jobs. አግሪጌተሮች በቁጥር ሊበልጡ ይችላሉ, right? Because that is their name. They're aggregators.
አግሪጌተሮች ምንድን ነው የሚያደርጉት?
They take jobs from various they scrape the data and they
ከዛ ፖስት ያደርጋሉ. Okay.
So you'll find like your jobs, Yahoo jobs, jobs. And you click, you have to go to that platform, sign up on that platform. Arge the food. We are the largest source of የምናደርገው እኛ That's
source directly from
directly employers ይጠቀሙናል and they use our platform to the max ስልህ they actually use the things that we built. Which means they use it to organize applicants. It's like ዝም ብሎ CV ምናምን የሆነ በዚፕ ዳውን አድርጎ መውጣት ምናምን አይደል. They actually use it. So the things we built አሁን በቅርቡ ላunch ያደረግነው we changed all CVs to profiles.
Okay.
That was quite an engineering feat. We had to
let's talk about that. What was the problem lastly?
So the issue was Afriwork ላይ job post ታደርጋለህ and then people apply ሲያደርጉ cover letter ነው የሚጽፉት. cover letter እና they can attach a CV if it's not already attached already ካደረጉ አለ በቃ CV በቃ ይሄዳል. But CV ነው ፋይል ነው. We built a profile quite a while back. Like, you can create your own profile. When we let you upload a CV, most people, they used CV uploads. I would say 70%. ሰላሳዎቹ ናቸው ፕሮፋይላችን የሚጠቀሙት. That creates problems. We can't move forward with Afriwork. We're stuck there. File ካለኝ, what am I going to do with the file? There's nothing I can do with the file. It's just a file. I can't help you filter. I can't help you do anything that you could be doing, right? So we needed to get away from that. Like we're stuck. Multiple profiles. We wanted to do those things.
Okay.
So we designed a new profile, which is kadro ሳይሆን አዲስ kadro በጣም የተሻለ has multiple features. Like ገብታችሁ ታዩት it's really nice. And this is just version 1 also. Like version 2 has በጣም vetting skill vet ማድረጊያ ነገሮች አሉት. And it's basically because we have so few resources, almost everything we build cannot be a gimmick. We can't build gimmicks. So we believe that people will use it ብለን ካላመን ነው we don't have the engineering powers to spare to build something that's cool. So what we basically did was almost 6 years ago, near impossible የነበረ task AI ባይኖር ኖሮ. Almost impossible. It would have cost us $50,000, $60,000 to do it, and that would have been like half the quality of what we've done now. Also. This is truly, honestly, one of the miracles of AI here. Like people talk about the chatbots here, but like in engineering, when you see something like this when you
structured data or structured
data, when you scrape data like out of CV and የምንጠቀመውን Mistral ነው የምንጠቀመው for OCR. Because of course Gemini, because they're amazing at and cheap, affordable. So yeah, we extract using Mistral. ከዛ በኋላ ከሱ የመጣውን ዳታ ትንሽ ጸዳ ይደረግና Gemini ላይ ይገባል. Gemini has like የሆነ እንትን prompt አለው, structured output አለው, ማውጣት ይችላል. based on that ያወጣል. And then on the other side የሚወጣውን validate ታደርጋለህ. You know, structured output ላይ you put as much as possible. ግን እንደምታስቡት እንትን አይደለም. ኢነሞች ምናምኖች ምናምን ታስገባለህ, ግን there's a limit to it. The trick becomes, what if you have, you know, 20,000 30,000 data points on one like አንድ ቦታ ላይ የሚገባ ነገር ካለ you can feed that into AI. They promise you 1 million context it's fake. It's just that. So now you're going to have to move from that and then go into vector matching, right? We're going to have to vector embed our entire data points, all of them, like Allah, data points, vector embed እናደርግና we're going to have to match vector ከጀመና የሚወጣው with ours. Okay, vector could be expensive to learn, and then you're going to have to do fuzzy searching first, and then okay, maybe hybrid እናድርገው እያልክ you tweak it. This tweaking takes months, trying to find the perfect balance of speed and how do we accuracy to make sure, because skills is the center of our Afriwork platform. Skills is the most important thing. So we want as accurate of a skill on your profile as possible. Those skills get linked everywhere. Work experience ውስጥ ይገባሉ፣ ምን ውስጥ ይገባሉ። አሁን hired on Afriwork የሚል ታግ ጨምረናል። Afriwork ላይ, by the way, we are probably the only platform that force employers to tell us who they hire. Employers cannot post a job after 60 days on Afriwork if they do not finalize recruitment. We call it recruitment finalization.
Wow, okay.
Finalize ማድረግ አለብኝ።
Yes, አንተም ይሁን finalize.
That's good.
It's a very job seeker centric design, which other platforms, even የውጮቹ did not dare do. ምክንያቱም they're very
they want the employer to be happy.
Yes.
እውነቱን ለመናገር
the paying customer.
The paying customer employer ነው.
You can't mess with the paying customer.
እናንተ ግን
እኛ ግን we're like, you know what? I can do whatever I want.
And it means you care about the whole ecosystem.
ecosystem ለማድረግ
Yes. So they have to finalize. And finalize ሲያደርጉ በጣም clear. The form that they have to fill out is extremely simple.
If they hired someone outside of
ይችላሉ. It's but very detailed, very simple, almost definitely every possible answer that they could answer. I cancel the job ማለት ይችላሉ. I'm still reviewing ማለት ይችላሉ. I had from ሌላ job platform ማለት ይችላሉ. እኔ ጋር ከሆነ እኔ ጋር ካንተ ጋር ሁለት ሰው ከሌላ ፕላትፎርም አንድ ሰው ከእንትና ከፍሬንድ ኤንድ ፋሚሊ አንድ ሰው ምናምን ብለው ሁሉ ማለት ይችላሉ. It's a very simple form, very visually appealing ነው ራሱ እንትን
yes, one of the things I was about to mention actually, Afriwork UX and the whole experience, በጣም ጥሩ. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
ዋና ፕሮፌሰር እንዳላቸው ቅድም እንዳለው ግራፊክ ዲዛይነሮች ምናምን ከሆነ አይ ነው
I'm a pixel peeper ስለሆንኩ I do not let anything slide.
Nice.
So UX ላይ it's በጣም priority ይመስላል on how to design, what the user flow looks like like obsessively about it. So we do that, and በጣም ብዙ ነገሮች እናደርጋለን that are both job seeker centric and employer centric. So marketplace business is probably the hardest tech business to run because የሆነ product ሰጥቼ አንድ type of consumer አይደለም, right? Netflix is just በቃ እነሱ አሉ. Then there's the
national product.
Like they just sell to and so. There is no ሁለት ሶስት ሰው ያገናኙ አይደለም። ማርኬትፕሌስ ሲሆን ግን መልቲ ሳይድድ ሲሆን በተለይ ደግሞ እንደኛ which means እኛም ፕሌየር ነው ኤምፕሎየሩም ፕሌየር ነው እንትን ፍሪላንሰሩም ፕሌየር ነው ፉል ታይም ጆብ የሚፈልገው ሌላ ኒድ ነው ያለው ፕሌየር ነው which means when you have like 4 5 6 አይነት ፕሌየሮች አሁን በቅርቡ ደግሞ ሪክሩተርስ የሚባል ፕሌየር እናስገባለን so እሱም ሲገባ now everyone has their own needs so balancing the supply and demand here the chicken and egg የሚለው problem like 5 ways ሲበተን it is one of the most grueling business models that you can run in the tech industry is the marketplace
I think you guys like it's so የሰራችሁ ነው የአሜሪካ ውስጥ ምናምን አይታችሁ ከሆነ one of the data points the central bank uses to determine interest rates ምናምን ነገር is the unemployment rate ምናምን like there is a department in America ይሄንን data collect የማድረግ እንደውም ባለፈው I think Trump was in trouble because unemployment በጣም ራይስ ስላደረገ ዳታውን ሪሊዝ አናደርግም ብለው ምናምን ነገር so you guys can do something like that and I think do you think that would be like an accurate representation of the employment situation in Ethiopia?
I think so. We've had some conversations with the government as well because our data, Nyagalo data is quite valuable because we actually track. It's not just look at the የእንትን የ4 ኪሎ ጋር የተለጠፈ ቦርድ አለ which means we track activities employers ምን ፖስት ያደርጋሉ what is the current trend ምን skills ነው እየተፈለጉ ያሉት
it's like one graph I would be interested to see is applications per month like does it peak somewhere does it drop or
yes
applications ነው ወይስ job posts
no applications I like ሰዎች hire እንደደረጉ እንደሆኑ ለማወቅ
so
are people looking for jobs more or less
they're always looking for jobs
so it's always rising
yes it's always rising the issue is so here's marketplace ጋር ስንመጣ this is what one of the biggest problems that you face employeroችን ስታናግራቸው ሁሌ የሚሉ ሁለት ነገር ነው either job seeker የለም apply የሚያደርግ ሰው የለም or apply የሚያደርገው ደግሞ qualified አይደለም or ሁለት job seeker ጋር ስትሄድ ደግሞ job የለም ነው የሚለው always this is eternal problem እስካለም ፍጻሜ ነገር of course like there are probably AI ብዙ ነገሮችን እንትን የሚፈታው ነገር ይኖራል down the line revolutionary ideas ይመጣሉ in the recruitment ወደፊት ግን so ኢትዮጵያ ላይ ያለው የኤጁኬሽን እኛ ከምናየው just to give you like a sneak peek educationችን has not prepared the people to what's out there አሁን ለገቨርንመንት ራሱ ትልቅ ስራ እየሰሩ ያሉት ብለው እንትን የሚሉት is ሙሉ ኤጁኬሽን ሲስተሙን to shape it around what the market needs ምናምን የሚል ሀሳብ ላይ ናቸው which is a good thing to do ምክንያቱም እንዳልኩ drop out አድርጌ because አየሁት ወጣ ሰው ይወጣል ስኪሉ የለውም እዚህ ጋር የሚፈለገው ሌላ እነሱ ይዞት almost everyone who goes into a job has to be trained
it's like
so እሱ ጋር ራሱን የቻለ ጥናት አለው we do like እንደዚህ አይነት ስተዲዎች ሁሌ ስለምናደርግ comprehensive reports there are talks within us ራሱ እነዚህ ሪፖርቶች ለማውጣት እኛ ኢንተርናሊ ስላሉ ማለት ነው we do salary
or like it's like another source of income like how people pay to get that data
we have like a very big study on like salaries also like internally ነው ማለት ነው like ምንድነው የሚከፈለው it's a problem it's just so post ያደርግና ስራ ሰው አላገኘውም ይላል ስንት ነው እሺ የምትከፍለው እንትሉ 4,500 ይላል 4,500 transport costs so you're paying for his transport to come to the office what are you doing
በነፃ ስራ
so even employeroቹ ራሱ ይሄ they haven't caught up with the cost of living and the inflation right the salaries the compensations have not caught up እዚህ ጋር ዲማንድ አለ job seekers when it comes to money accurate ነው የነሱ ዲማንድ because they feel the pain እዚህ ጋር ወይ ሰርቪሱን አፕግሬድ አላደረገ ወይ prices haven't gone up ገብቷል አይደል so they're still living 10 years ago when it comes to salaries በጣም የብዙ employers
definitely
and then to cover that indicate አመጣሉ ማለት it's just the economy now you have to raise prices offer better products so ያለ ደግሞ ይሄዳል so it's a revolving door ነገር እንትን አለ and there's a lot of issues that we see there እና ይሄ እንዳልከውም የናሽናል እንትኖችን ላይ እኛም ያው since we are የወርልድ ጋርደን አይነት ኢፌክትም ስላለን እኛ ጋር that we see what comes in, the activity, what goes out. I'm sure we will contribute there. እኛም በቅርቡ በተለይ next year ላይ I think እንደዚህ አይነት ሪፖርቶች ምናምን ማውጣት ምክንያቱም as a product በጣም በተለይ ሳላሪ ላይ one of the things we're going to be pushing employers to do is post salary.
እሱ ነገር እኔ በጣም በቃ አኖ የሚያደርገኝ ነገር
because እኛ ጋር detailed data ስላለን we're going to start suggesting salaries to employers when they post it.
Nice. I was thinking of that.
Like okay, scale. ልክ ሳላሪውን ሲያደርገው ቀይ እናደርግበታል በከለር ነው የምናጫውተው ጆብ ሲከሮችም የሚጠብቁት ሳላሪ ትቀበላላችሁ ለሚጠብቁት what are you expecting from a job ብላችሁ ትቀበላላችሁ እሱ ዴታ ፖይንት አላችሁ ፕላትፎርም ላይ ነው የምትለው ወይስ as a study አለ
as a study okay as a study maybe
ግን ፕላትፎርም ላይ ክሊክ የሚደረግ ነው
ከጆብ ሲከሩ ከራሱ okay I'm a civil engineer ልበል okay I expect to be paid ይሄን ያህል ለሚል ጀነራል አላችሁ ካላችሁ you have both sides እኮ
yes we have both sides we're just trying to shape it in a way what is the best way to move on this information to make the highest possible impact to change the market itself right like in the research ማውጣት አለ ፕሮዳክቱ ላይ በምን መልክ ነው right what you want to increase on your Afriwork number one metric is match rate so like how many people are matching on Afriwork
I would be interested in subscribing to like a monthly report
yeah exactly
of the employment change
there's a lot that has to be done there when it comes to Afriwork ያው anyway ብቻ በAI መተን ነው just AI ላይ እንደዚህ እያደረግን ነው we're completely changing everything when it comes to profiles
so ምን AI ነበር የሚባለው like Afriwork AI
yeah
so you announced it
it's a workflow it's not even an agent
አናውንስ ያደረጋችሁት እንትኑ ላይ ነው ኮንፈረንሱ ላይ ነው
ያ
tell us about the conference እኔ እመጣለሁ ብዬ ማለት ነው ያመለጠኝ አንዱ
you saw pictures
state of work ነው I saw pictures
yeah it was really nice I think future of work የሚል ነው
future of work
it's the future of work summit basically what we're trying to do is just since we're here since we're leading technically ahead የገፋን ስለሆነ we might as well lead the conversation ነገር the idea so anyone who's interested in this which I'm sure is a lot of people right who doesn't want to think about work what the future of work is it's literally እንዳልኳችሁ critical የሆነ part of the economy it's like food shelter work
jobs
yes ማጠቃለያ so እሱም በማስመልከት ነው ያዘጋጀነው to see what the trend is moving forward for Ethiopia for Africa and then of course እዛ ላይ we sprinkling the tech side which is my side የኔን ፕላን አድርጋለሁ product launches I want to have Steve Jobs moment
ተርትሌኩ ነበር
one more thing
እዚህ ውስጥ ቢቀጠስ
one more thing we have an Afriwork phone you can find Joe instantly it was fun it was launching the product there because you know like updates the product ብዙ ምን አይቻላል ኢትዮጵያ ላይ like ብዙ ጊዜ you know ሆቴል ላይ ምናምን ይደረግና ፕሮዳክቱ ላንች ይደረጋል with zero users
ስትከፍተው
so this was unique a bit because it was fun like, already people know it what we're trying to say is just like this is what we've done so far in አደረግን but we did this with this tech that was my framing when I presented that በዚህ ቴክ ነው ያደረግነው now in the age of AI in the age of you know moving forward and integrating with the rest of Africa with the new tech ደግሞ እንደዚህ እናደርጋለን this is what we're launching very soon which we announced zalai I think profile announced and then the Africa move next which basically just tells people we're going to open up the market just be ready you know people are going to come pay you to do work the world will open up the idea it's like Upwork ላይ compete ስታደርግ competing worldwide Afriwork ላይ ግን ስትገባ it's the same Afriwork but it's with Ugandans and Kenyans and Rwandans and Nigerians in it right pulling in work And now we provide all the safety. Work, Upwork ላይ የሚሰሩ ሰዎች ያውቁታል. It's easy. Just we provide the safety. ገንዘቡ ይመጣል. We lock it in እኛ ጋር. Work gets done. Everyone gets a green light. There's a dispute. We mediate. We arbitrate everything, right? ከዛ እሱ ያልቃል. Money gets released. So ማርኬቱ አፍሪካ ላይ ኮንደንስ ተደርጓል. So which ትኩስ ስራዎች ይመጣሉ. I mean ኬንያ ላይ outsourcing ካምፓኒዎች አስቡት. That pay their engineers $1,000. Nigeria outsourcing companies, how big they are. So the outsourcing company in Nigeria is thinking, I'm going to save money. Nigeria only Nigeria engineers ያሰራው ይለና ያመጣል because it's cheaper in Nigeria, right? Because the guy who's outsourcing in Nigeria, the outsourcing company owner የሚያደርገው you know what? Why not outsource again even a layer deeper into Kenya or Rwanda or Ethiopia ይላል ማለት ነው. I can even save more money. So it's like so opening up ይሄንን ነው ይሄ ሼክ የሚያደርገው ማርኬቱ ነው ማለት ነው. So ይሄ አሁን በእኛ ነው በወርክ ኢንዱስትሪ ላይ ነው, right? Imagine across each sector ደግሞ እንዴት እንትን እንደሚያደርገው ሼክ አፕ እንደሚያደርገው as borders open up. So the opportunity is there.
So ባለፈው I guess we were discussing offline. ግን mention ማድረግ ከተቻለ like what are the biggest technical problems on work ላይ ስልክ ላይ አውርተናል ግን አሁን ሪተሪት ላይ
when it comes to technical problems there are when has there ever not been a big technical problem? I remember Afriwork in መጀመሪያ I think revealed ለማድረግ ስሞክር I wanted to do it in Go.
Nice, okay.
But back in the day, there were like 2 Go developers.
Actually, I think Go developers, a lot of people are like, I think it's very moving fast.
Just morning. I'm moving ahead. I see the future. Go is the future. Because I was looking for people so which means I have to ወደ ኦፊስ ሲመጡ በተለያየ መኪና መምጣት አለባቸው in case አንዱ መኪና
ከተገለበጠ ኢንሹራንስ ትገባለህ
you lose your entire engineering.
ይሄ
የናሳ እንትኖች የናሳ በያጆች ሮኬት ምናምን የሚበይዱ they are so skilled በተለያየ መኪና ነው የሚመጡት because NASA doesn't want to lose them. so literally 5-6 ሰዎች ናቸው አሜሪካ ላይ ያሉት trained to do that. They come in በተለያየ መኪና at different times ምናምን ነገር so that they don't die. Anyway,
different modes of transport. አንዱም በሄሊኮፕተር
አንዱም በመርከብ አይነት ነገር. So I was really like impressed by Go but there wasn't enough people.
How many years ago? How many years ago? Like 2 years or so?
No, not 2 years. 2020.
Oh, okay. That was እንደዛ ከሆነ ታገኙ
2021 2021 አካባቢ ከዛ በኋላ I guess it's full TS stack ገባን. I never liked React. I was a Vue guy. So I liked Vue. So Vue was the intent. And then of course Node Express. We started out with that and then we moved to GraphQL. I had like an inspirational moment. You rest.
You can graph
me like the amount of things that you have to do. I was thinking like 5 years down the line, something point management. Like I would have to handle all the authorization. I'd have to handle Alkuna. It's like I was thinking in the project manager, right? So I'm thinking about. Can I move fast? Can I guarantee safety? Can I guarantee BA? በቃ ያኔ ደግሞ ጥብስ ነበር GraphQL በቃ take. I wanted to be the cool kid. ከዛ ሞባይል አፕ ወደዛ ያሰብን ስለነበር and then we got into GraphQL with Hasura. It was so easy. በቃ just click row level control አለ tak. It's brilliant like Hasura. It still is, honestly, if you can pay for version 3 በተለይ it's quite amazing. እኛ የድሮ V2 ላይ ምናምን open source ላይ there aren't enough features but on the new one it's pretty cool. So yeah, full TS ነው
Nice.
ወደ next move አድርገና next 2 ነበርን እዛ we had to refactor to next 3 I don't see the need to move to next 4 right now ያን ያህል እንትን የለውም ግን yeah we're on next 3 right now.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Wheat now next 3 or I don't know.
3.
No, it's like does it use wheat? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. But wheat የሚጠቀም ከሆነ you're already in the good zone. Yeah, next build ምናምን compiling. You're past that.
ቴስቶች ራሱ በቪ ቴስት.
Nice. Okay. So you're moving as fast as you can.
We're trying to integrate new tech.
Nice.
You don't want to be really behind.
Yeah.
And you don't want to upgrade for no reason.
ሁሌ እንደዛ ነው የሚሉት አይደል? one version behind መሆን ይችላል.
One version behind.
One version behind መሆን አለ and there's also deciding
when
ለምሳሌ Postgres ነው ቢያችን right? But moving to the latest Postgres so ጥያቄዎች አሉ የመጀመሪያው ጥያቄ I always ask this መጀመሪያ are there technical things that we need like actually new features that we desperately need and ሁለተኛው ደግሞ always performance improvements ስላለ ምናምን are those improvements meaningfully affect the business እና us like our stack በአጠቃላይ our product if they don't ገብቶሃል ለምሳሌ እንትን 70 ላይ Postgres 70 ላይ brilliant በቃ የሚገርም የፐርፎርማንስ ኢምፕሩቭመንት አድርገናል አንተ ሰፍ ብለህ ስገባ like እነሱ they're talking tens of millions of intents ላይ
across
so አንተ የሆነቻለ የሆነ 100 ምናምን ቴብል እና የሆነ I mean of course እኛ በጣም large data ነው ያለን ridiculous ነው ግን it's nowhere near the stress that you'd want to solve
በአንድ single node የሚያልቅ ነገር
yeah so there are decisions when it comes to tech I'm sure CTOs or product managers now understand that. It's always about the most precious thing you have is engineering hours. And then how do you create work? How do you manage work? How do you deliver work? እነዚህ ነገሮች ማተር ያደርጋሉ. So breaking down a product into the smallest possible unit is the best thing you can do to move to production. I've been bitten so many times. So visibility is critical when you work, which means the whole team needs to know what everyone is working on, right? So in a linear ነው የምንጠቀመው if you know linear it's amazing.
I enforce it እኔ ምሰራበት ቦታዎች ላይ I enforce it
linear እና እኔ በቃ እንደዚህ አንዲና I really join early techoች linear ያኔ ማንም በቃ ገና ሲጀምር ምናምን ነው የገባሁት እና almost linear ላይ በቃ ልክ እንደ እንትን ነው የምንቀሳቀሰው እንደ ሊኒክስ ነው አቋም
command
the shortcuts are intuitive
በቃ custom workflow ትሰራለህ
do you pay
Yeah.
West are you on
we
the
pay.
You pay
we pay for
አሁን እሱ
per member
ከብደኝ like the what is it $8 per license $8 per license per user
$10 per license
$10 per license
yeah you gotta pay ካለበለዚያ 250 issues ላይ ሊሚት ያደርጋል
which is
it just doesn't make sense you create a custom workflow we use a pool system a Kanban pool system where work gets pulled it doesn't get pushed so that way almost guaranteed visibility on what everyone does and everyone does work when they're ready even like messy የሆነ work catch ማድረግ ትችላለህ the way I designed the system
okay
so subpar የሆነ ነገር deliver እንኳን ቢደረግ you can catch it within the system it's designed that way to catch low productivity people or low performers
wow okay
so you have to move fast but ከዛ ሁለተኛው once you have visibility what you want to do next is basically make sure you break down a feature an improvement to its most basic elements so that you can push it to production the best thing you can do is push to production as much as possible the only way you can do that is if you break down task to its smallest shippable unit
አሁን እሱ ነው ከባዱ ፓርት አይደል how do you do that የሚለው
exactly እሱ ፓርት
በጣም ከሚከብደኝ እሱ
ግን you gotta do it ለምሳሌ ኢንጂነር think of like engineers. As engineers, we're like LLMs. Context window action. So if you stretch a lot, if I'm handed like J on the team, everyone distribute a gigantic project besatacho.
Yeah.
And then baka የዛሬ 4 ወር ምናምን በቃ we're in the cave የዛሬ 4 ወር ነው የምንወጣው ብለ then we lose context.
Yeah.
They don't even remember what that የሆነ ጊዜ ያነበቡት documentation of that flow of user or that requirement. So you necessarily have to break it down. You necessarily have to break it down. አንዳንዴ unbreakable የሆኑ ፕሮጀክቶች ይመጡባል። So for the customer value ብለ like ship it to production as a feature. Ship ታደርገው ከፈለክ no the whole thing ነው መግባት ያለበት የምትችላቸው አንዳንዴ ይመጣሉ። ሲመጡብህ እነሱ እንዴት ነው ሃንድል የምታደርገው? You still have to break them down as a small shippables to keyway. Right? Like የሆኑ featureዎች to keyway መግባት አለባቸው. On a separate dev branch if you have like a በጣም strict እና well designed የሆነ የእንትን ሲስተም ካለ የማኔጅመንት ሲስተም ካለ የጊት ማኔጅመንት ሲስተም ካለ እንዴት ነው ፑል የሚያደርጉት who does what መርጅ እንዴት ነው የሚያደርጉት who's allowed to rebase everything አለ ሁሉም ስትራክቸር ካደረክ then you'll be fine and then you can test smaller units in isolation the integration test even like you could build dummy UIs to test a small thing. Small like አሁንኛው we build UIs like but I'm really like hack together UIs to test የሆነ functionality that in itself is not shippable but just to see how it works የሚለው ለማድረግ ማለት ነው so that way it's well tested probe በደንብ ተደርጓል እያረክ push ለማድረግ ትሞክራለህ ማለት ነው sometimes of course sleeper code ታስገባለህ ወደ production just to see how it works out
that's interesting in production I mean but so this question is I guess biased are you really an agile company like what is it that you use to manage the work
we are a true agile company not the fake one so agile is like
true agile has never been tried
true agile has never been tried agile is like you can define it any way you want
acrobatics እየሰሩ ዴቨሎፐሮች ሳይሆን agile
I remember like I think የሆነ የዩኤስ DOD Department of Defense DOWG የዲፓርትመንት ኦፍ ዲፌንስ የሆነ ለአጃይል ብለው የጻፉት የሆነ ፔፐር ነበር I read it years ago it was such a fascinating paper it's like the guy was saying it's like we're not following through agile what is real agile development ምናምን ብሎ it's like from a military management ሆነ ከሶፍትዌር ከፕሮዳክቶች የጻፉት ነገር ነበር I also like your DHH paper man
your DHH like article
Ruby
but don't mean it I follow it like a bible comment ነበር ስም ጠፋኝ
work
it's almost impossible for me to forget the name
መጽሐፍ ነው article ነው
no መጽሐፉን ሳይሆን
work doesn't have to be crazy
no they have a specific system like they run work like agile ናም እንደሚባል
I don't know ምን ላይ ነው like Ruby on Rails ለፍሬምወርክ ነው ወይስ ለካምፓኒ ነው ክለብ ሃውስ ነው
ለካምፓኒ how they handle work like agile አለ waterfall ናም እንደሚባለው they have their own if you google it የዲኤችኤች
መጽሐፎቻቸው ግን 3 መጽሐፍ ምናምን አላቸው ስለ work
so it's like interesting you know I also read like a book about like a novel ነገር ነው I think እዚህ ክፍል ስገባ የሆነ ሁሉም ነገር ከጭንቅላቴ ተነጥቋል ታይትሎቹ ነው እንዳለ እየጠፋኝ ያለው anyway there is a book also
shape up
methodology read that as well it's quite like interesting so it's like you take a blend of everything what's supposed to be a true agile DHH እንኳን ትንሽ ጠሽ የሆነ ሰውዬ ነው ስለዚህ you have to pick and choose DHH buffet ላይ ሄደ you have to pick ቀስ እያልክ ነው
እኔ ባለፈው ነው የተጣላሁት you don't have to self host LLMs just use the ones that are ምናምን ሲል በቃ እዛኔ ደበረኝ ሰውዬው like don't buy powerful computers ምናምን ሲል አይቷል ትዊተር
he's the self hosting pioneer
ከዛ ግን against AI ሆነ
against self hosting LLMs
እንደውም it's like one of the
for
things
self hosting
but he tweeted
for AI no
AI
okay that's all
if I like I don't know no ምንድነው self hosting
I just pay for ChatGPT you don't have to
በአሁን ጊዜ self host አድርገው ብዙ ቫልዩ የምታገኘው AI ነው I would argue ምክንያቱም you don't have to pay for the እነዚህ AI inference ሰዎችን you don't have to pay for them and now you can fine tune it however you want
and you can keep your data private
so look one of the biggest things you can
do is
self host is AI
እሱ ፖይንቱ ምንድነው he just wanted content
GPUs are too expensive
no not GPUs RAM
the RAM
your RAM prices are skyrocketing and just don't buy powerful PCs በቃ just use the LLMs
ትናንት ገብቼ እያየሁ $300 ምናምን ሲለኝ
crazy
the cheapest
even fans don't galaga
it's ridiculous RAM አሁን it's just self hosting አሁን he's the self DHH is highly opinionated
በጣም
extremely opinionated but if you cherry pick
maybe
you can cherry pick and take to production ideaዎቹን አንዳንዶቹ but yeah when it comes to AI በጣም ብዙ ነገር አለ like ለምሳሌ in companies in industries ገና ያልተነካ ብዙ ነገር አለ as in there's data outside አይደል አሁን እኛም ኢንተራክት የምናደርግበት but there are lots of companies that have the paper data all the legacy systemoቻችሁ ላይ ERP systemoቻችሁ ላይ ያላቸው ያ ሁላ ዴታ አለ and the issue with that is the people in charge don't know there is a problem because they've been doing this forever AI መጥቶ okay like as an AI solution ገብታ አንድ company one of the most lucrative businesses ነው ማለት ነው it's now አሁን is going into a company telling them let me scrape your data ማለት ነው እዛው within their locked system ማለት ነው ፒዲኤፎቻችሁን እንዳለ ስካን አድርግ ዶክመንቶቻችሁን ስካን አድርግ ERP ያላችሁን database whatever you're using እሱን እንትን አድርግ everything እናድርግና let's build an AI a company AI agent where you can interact make decisions so this is such a high friction intent for them for managers that the task of doing that is onboarding by the way and I believe over 50% of the work would be making sure the onboarding is almost non-existent. They don't need to feel that it's happening, that you can integrate as a show value. Once they see the value, they can. Again, until then, it's impossible. Onboarding all the companies around the world into this AI, the benefits of AI, is going to be a very hard thing to do, but very lucrative.
Cool. So going back to
agile ነው አጨርሰው
ቅድም አቋረጥኩ ስለ ሼፕ አፕ እያወራክ ነበርና you were saying
I mean truly agile it's basically
you have like iterations
and stuff so
epics and sprints and all the ceremonies user stories and ceremonies
so we don't use those we hate those words we hate sprint የሚባል ቃል ጠርተን ዋና
ጆግ ነው
we don't have sprints ማለት ቃሉ የለንም ኮንሰፕት የለ it's like completely detached ነው ያደረገው we don't have story points difficulty levels what we have is something that really matters to engineers is like priority አለ ታስኩ ምንድነው አለ በቃ አለቀ ታስኩ priority ምንድነው is it a bug bugs level ላይ ነው ያለው high priority ነው urgent ነው red alert ነው አለቀ tasks what gets done but the tasks are so small you don't even have to rank them you already know what's being done you move so fast up the chain that you don't have to keep a large context to even think about what's a priority task if you move fast enough in smaller SEAL Team 6 type units you know what the next thing is you know what the next thing is
ግን ስልክ አሁን እናንተ ዲኮምፖዝ ያደርጋችሁ ከዛ በቃ በጣም
እዛች ፖይንት ላይ ኢተሬት ታደርጋለህ።
ሶ አሁን ለምሳሌ አንድ ፊቸር ብዙ ታስኮች ናቸው ቤዚክሊ
yes
right so how do you know that the feature is done ታስኮቹን እንደ ፊቸር ግሩፕ ካላደረጋችሁ ወይስ ታደርጋችሁ
yes
do you do like subtasks አይነት ነገር like linear ላይ subtask
so what we do is let's say it's a feature brand new feature ከሱ አይዲያ እንነሳ we make it a project why do we do it a project ለምንድን ነው ነው even featureዎች
linear ላይ ፕሮጀክት ታደርጉታላችሁ
project እናደርጋለን every feature is a project why because document የምናደርገው linear ላይ documentation if it's a task ይሄድና ይጠፋልና now you can't search it document ከሆነ ግን it's easier you can find it you can name it it's much easier too so features are always projects ከዛ ፕሮጀክቶች ደግሞ within them documentation separately breakdown ይደረጋል so explaining each technical ነገሮች non technical ነገሮች because document ስናደርግ we think of the non technical person as well which is the QA ገብቶ ሲያነቡ user journey ያነባል right እንዲ ክሊክ ሲደረግ እንደዚህ እሱ explain ይደረጋል technical ነገሮችም document ይደረጋል so once you have that then you discuss with the team right you come in sit down how do we break this down what are the ይሄንን giant project ስንት ፊቸር ስንት individual shippable ነገሮች አሉ to production it could be 10 things it could be 4 things it could be 15 things and then those 15 things በተናሉ and then parent task ይሆናሉ those 15 things and then those parent tasks subtasks ይኖራቸዋል for each person ያገባኛል የሚል ከዛ we have a workflow where we put these subtasks ሲያልቁ የሚቀመጡበት workflow አለ ዲዛይን ያደረኩት and then እሱ ሲያልቅ ፓረንቱ which is very easy and readable to QA ቴክኒካሉ ነገር subtask ውስጥ ተደብቆ QAs don't see that ፓረንቱ ሪቪው ውስጥ ይገባና ሪቪው ይደረጋል ቴስት ይደረጋል ከዛ እዛ ውስጥ የሆነ በግ ሲገኝ ከሱ subtask create ይደረጋል ከሱ subtask flow it's very detailed የሆነ flow but it is mentally the least taxing for engineers but guarantees 100% visibility into the work and make sure everyone does what they're doing everything is tracked we're iterating really quickly changes to any requirement are so easy to do that's what true agile is it has to be as effortless as breathing the developers shouldn't like Allah Herculean task መሆን የለበትም when requirements change when we're iterating between 2-3 different ideas
so one of the biggest issues so technically I guess linear ላይ cycles ነው የሚባሉት አይደል so እሱን feature አትጠቀሙትም like the
cycles እንትን ላይ track የሚያደርጉ yes
okay ተጠቀሙታላችሁ
we use it to track እንትን እንጂ we don't exactly
capacity and
it's like እንደ እንትን ነው እንደ admin alcohol
it's like a dashboard
analytics
yeah we can see ማን ነው ብዙ ሰው ያለው
yes so basically what you want to see is ለምሳሌ አንድ ፊቸር let's say ለQA ገባ
burn down chart ነው የሚሉት agile figure ግን እሺ
so let's say ለQA አንድ ስራ ገባ let's say when a feature ገባ or an improvement on an existing feature ይመጣል an improvement on an existing feature QA ላይ awaiting review ውስጥ ሊገባ ይችላል and then the QA since pool system ብቻ ስላለን the QA pulls the work when the QA is ready right but then you track how long a task was in awaiting review to measure what the QA is doing and QA ከገባ በኋላ if there is a bug then if there is an issue QA comment ላይ ይጽፋል right explains something is happening tags the right person that person comes in and creates a sub issue from the comment and then moves it down the line and then up the chain again and then integration ውስጥ ሲያስገባ I'm ready to test see QA don't need so all this linear lets you track each engineers በታግ እንዴት ነው እያደረገ ያለው who is like slowing down the line right ይሄ ኢንስፓይሬሽን ራሱ የቶዮታ ሲስተም ማለት ነው
ሊን
የቶዮታ እንትን ሲስተማቸው ምንድነው ካይዘን ሲስተማቸው anyone የሆነ ኢሹ ካለ the system itself flag ያደርጋል so what's holding up the line efficiently move እንዳናደርግ iterate እንዳናደርግ እያስቆመን ያለው ነገር the production, you have to get to a point of efficiency that production ላይ ደርሰህ almost ጫፍ ላይ ደርሰህ you need to be able to change things and test them efficiently and quickly. So yeah, I think በጣም important
እንደዚህ ቶታት የሆነ work flow implement ያደረገ ድርጅት I think my first እኛ ሀገር at least it's my first time
the PRs ምናምን ግን እኔ አስበው do you have like issuing like tracking issues like ሁሉንም accumulate የምታደርጉበት or I don't know like the PR stuff would be complicated with this.
እንዴት ነው
it's basically a deployment strategy is like ከታች ደግሞ ከዴቭ ጀምሮ ያለው ማለት ነው. Basically you just make sure no one like goes out of line አለ አይደል? አሁን ለምሳሌ ቴስቶች አሉ ኢንተር ቼኮች አሉ ታይፕ ቼኮች ምናምን ነገር አሉ አውቶማቲክሊ ይለቃል እዛ ጋር ስጠር አላሳልፍም so አለ ከዛ ውጪ ግን it's developers የራሳቸው dev environment አላቸው አይደል? So there is prod staging dev አለ and then dev ስር ደግሞ
የራሳቸው
አለ
locally እንትን ይላል
locally የራሳቸው branch አላቸው where they can just go crazy on rebasing right? And then the issue becomes when there is a change at the top, what happens? How does it trickle down? ያንን ብቻ ነው አንተ ማሰብ ያለብህ. So how does it trickle down? How does it change? Who is the one in front of you? Who is the one behind you? Is what you need to manage. So አሁን ለምሳሌ like featureዎችን ስትሰራ simultaneously ትሰራ ትችላለህ. Right? If you're efficient, what you want to do is just developer ስትቀጥር speed ለመጨመር on the same thing ሳይሆን add an additional workflow ለማድረግ ነው developer ተጨምሮ hire የምታደርገው. So if there is a change up the chain, let's say hotfix on prod or staging ላይ hotfix ገባ or dev ላይ someone else in front of you push the change like code ላይ ገባ which means now you have to pull that. So that has to be managed everything ማለት ነው. PR review ይደረጋል, everything check ይደረጋል. I think on Rasu we're trying to look into AI coding ላይ በጣም I'm against it again. I think for reviews, for code reviews, it's amazing.
Oh, for code reviews, it's amazing, yeah.
So I think it's something that we're going to be looking into very soon.
Yeah.
And so if you just factory line on kasammarko, my job is to make sure the factory line goes smooth.
Nice.
If the factory line is smooth, engineers you watch them do magic.
Nice.
Again, why are you against AI? Like
for
competitive?
Do you want
personal trauma?
Okay.
Yes.
You want Cursor? No. You, like,
yeah, we ban Cursor. We don't do Cursor.
The developers are not allowed.
No, they're not allowed to. So basically, our motto is our the plank actually. We own every line. Every line of code is ours. AI mergo code ownership.
Yeah.
It just takes your code ownership, which means now look in the bad code. So it's like every engineer every time AI ሲጠቀም is like a new engineer hire አድርገህ ኮድ ቤዙን እንደሚያየው አዲስ ኢንጂነር ነው ለከላ እንዴት ነው ሰራ ስትለው ቆይ I'm reviewing it and trying to see how it works. So your entire engineering team becomes like a new hire every day.
አዎ እሱ ኢሹ አለ በርግጥ እሱን መስማማለሁ ግን የሆነ አንደኛ if you're saying that engineering hours are very valuable, you sort of have to use AI እንደዛ optimize ላድርግ ካልክ
I get it.
ግን ደግሞ on the other side ደግሞ እንዳልከው እንደ አዲስ ኢንጂነር every day እንደመቅጠር ብላስ so I guess it's
there's a point.
When it comes to AI, AI is a tool, right? Like a knife, like a hammer, you can use it for bad thing or a good thing. So AI truly game changing የሆነባቸው ኤሪያዎች አሉ in engineering. I believe right now I believe coding is not it right now learning personally. AI አሁን ለምሳሌ ምን ላይ ይጠቅማል ካልከኝ MVP ለምሳሌ ለመስራት writing a line of code is just it's like the worst thing you could possibly do when you're coding MVPs. What you want to do is move fast, throw away code ነው የምትፈልገው በፊት ያን 6 ወር ምናምን ያልኩ take it down to 2 months ብለህ አስብ. So you want to build a product really fast. Of course, alle engineering, you're coding, you're checking, you're doing writing tests or if it's like እንደነ ይሄ ምንድነው የሚባለው ይሄ spec driven development የሚጠቀሙ ከሆነ they already have tests well documented structured paths like agent እየተቀባበሉ ደህና ነገር ይሰሩልሃል ግን so you want to use it there ሌላ ቦታ you want to use it in project structuring አሁን ለምሳሌ እኛ አሁን እየተጠቀምነው አይደለም እንጂ one of the best uses of AI linear line integration or AI integrations if you give it a project imagine if it knows your entire engineering team their shortcomings and everything and then breaking down tasks to creating documentation planning work this is where AI truly shines ከዛ ውጪ sure code completion ልታደርገው ትችላለህ አይካለም code completion full on vibe coding is just unacceptable AI is just really good at teaching you as well so በፊት YouTube ቪዲዮ ላይ ነበር
እሱ ነገር እኔም ኖቲስ አድርጋለሁ
YouTube ቪዲዮ ላይ ነበር just documentation ታነባለህ ወይ መጽሐፍ ታነባለህ having a tailored personal educator is humans we get desensitized to everything ስለዚህ አሁን ለምደነዋል but it is a true miracle so what you want is developers to really upgrade fast because they have a really tailored የሆነ educator ያላቸው you know AI መጥቶ this AGI ምናምን ብሎ የሚያስፈራረው መጥቶ ያስወጣል እስኪያስወጣን ድረስ ግን we'll keep coding and owning each line በጣም ነው አሁን እኛ like AI generated code ገብቶ ይሄ ከዚህ ሁሌ ስታንስ ይሄ ነበር እና AI gen code ገብቶ took us weeks to undo the damage that it did ማለት ነው it's just like already ማምንበትን ነገር reinforce ያደረገልኝ ነገር ነው of course አንተ ያልከው the idea of velocity product velocity always companies የሚፈልጉት ነገር እኔም እፈልጋለሁ ግን at the cost of being beaten down 3 months not owning my code ምክንያቱም ዴቨሎፐሮች አስቸጋሪ ሰዎች ናቸው አስቸጋሪ ነው በጣም it's like I can't trust the developer with AI because you just push a code ምክንያቱም ዴቨሎፐሮች እንደሚያደርጉ ነገር ትሬንድ ነው አሁን ያለው ትሬንድ so you get an engineering cursor ላይ ይሰራል cursor ላይ create ያደርጋል ምናምን feature ምናምን amazing speed end of day stand up ብለን አልቋል ይላል this guy ከዛ how they justify it is if I submit it for review my senior engineer technically has to read the code to let it pass so someone at least in the company owns the code even if I don't own it someone will have to own it because they do PR either I do it or a senior engineer does it so it's just a very dangerous game you play with your company and now is it worth it now for me if I optimize a factory line we're moving fast enough that I'm willing to sacrifice the hyper speed that AI could give me for safety
I guess it makes sense I think it's the most coherent argument I guess it's coherent good night that's cool so
that's a good way like I want to own every line that's a good
that's a good
argument
ኮለም ያደርጉት I mean they talk እኮ አሁን ለምሳሌ እኔ I highly encourage them system design ላይ I highly encourage them to use UI ለምሳሌ we come with a new feature
AI ማለት
AI yeah so like እንዴት እናድርገው ምናምን good you're all brilliant go talk to the AI because the AI has this vast knowledge base it tells you how you should design a system like this right at least opinion is which means በፊት like basically a very powerful version of Google ማለት ነው right you have to read a billion articles
it's like unknowns
these are the edge cases ምናምን so this is a brilliant use of AI already so በፊት system design how do they do it ፈረንጆቹ how do they balance discord እንዴት ነው ይሄን ሁላ ምናምን አያስፈልግም AI በታት ነው ይነግራል ማለት ነው right so and system design when you're trying to improve and like fundamental የሆነ ነገር system ውስጥ like function expect እንዳረከው perform ሳያደርግ security ምናምኖች ሲኖሩ you can talk to the AI, it guides you. It's like a super duper 10x senior engineer that knows it all.
The Oracle.
And the Oracle, exactly. But then you do the coding, right?
Yeah.
You can be guided by AI, of course, like you used to do, like Stack Overflow. Okay. Once you see the solution, here's what I tell the engineers. Like, let's say there's a problem that you're solving. Like a function ሊሆን ይችላል. Simple as a simple function, right? ለማድረግ ከበደ, right? ከዛ you tried it, you know, the usual ዴቮች የምናደርገው ነገር አለ። ትወጣለህ, you go out, you take a breath, ትተኛለህ, ጠዋት ትነሳለህ ምናምን። Like impossible ሲሆንብህ, you just literally go to AI, በቃ ይሄ ነው ፕሮብለሚ, there's nothing. ይሄ ናት ከርሰር ላይ ምናምን አለ። ይሄ flat out ChatGPT ላይ ገብተህ. And then the idea is, when it gives you the answer, if you don't have this moment, then you're going to have to go back ማለት ነው, up the chain. There's something that you didn't know. ምክንያቱም ሶሉሽኑ ሲመጣል ስታየው ካላልክ ገብተዋል የሆነ አይነት ሪአክሽን ከሌለ, then there is a foundational knowledge that you must, which means now you have to go back the rabbit ወደ ላይ ያወጣታል ማለት ነው. You have to go back እንጂ ያንን ኮድ ኮፒ አድርጋ አታስገባለህ. Because you don't own that code, because you don't understand it. You tried it, then there is a fundamental knowledge, some data structure knowledge that you're missing. That, like, style solution, የሆነ ልክ እንደ ታስቢ ያዚ ያዛ ሰሚኮለን የሚሰርግ አይነት እንደምንለው አይነት ነገር መሆን አለበት። አንደርስታንዲንጉ almost instantaneous or near instantaneous መሆን አለበት። አይተው ኦኬ I get it ምናምን ነገር መሆን አለበት። ካለበለዚያ go back up the chain, learn what you're missing. ካለበለዚያ you're not going to own that code.
I think that's a good workflow. በጣም አሪፍ workflow. So one of the, I guess, very last questions I wanted to ask. ስለ back to Afriwork, like verifiable credentials የሚባሉ ነገሮች አሉ, right? So how do you verify people's credentials now? How do you aim to verify? So I know that's one of the big problems.
When it comes to ዩዘሮች እና ክላይንቶች ምናምን ነው የምትለው? Like
yes. አሁን ለምሳሌ እኔ ዲግሪ አለኝ ወር ምናምን አለኝ ስል those are claims. ስካን አድርጌ አስገባለሁ ሾው ግን
መጀመሪያ ከኬዋይሲ ጀምሮ ልጀምርልህ። ከሱ በጣም አስቸጋሪ ነው ኬዋይሲ። ካምፓኒስ is easier because እዚሁ ነን እናውቀዋለን፣ ንግድ ፈቃድም እንደሚመስል እናውቃለን and everything. So ንግድ ፈቃዱን ታያለህ፣ ቼክ ታደርጋለህ፣ አይዲዎችን ክሮስ ቼክ ታደርጋለህ፣ ኢትሬድ አለ፣ በኢትሬድ ቼክ ታደርጋለህ።
እሱ ማኑዋሊ ነው የምታደርጋለህ?
Yes, manually. They don't provide an API. But then when it comes to private clients, that's a problem. First name A, last name B ብሎ ይገባል. There's nothing you can do. The magic of FIDA አሁን እሱን ሶልቭ ያደርገዋል. Because we're going to have to also validate private clients. በጣም ስካመሮችን የማስቆም ስራ እኛ ጋር ከፍተኛ፣ እኛ ጋር ያሁላ ጆብ እያለ ስካመሮችን እኛ ነን የምናስቆመው። በጣም
ስካመር ስትል ምንድን ነው የሚያደርጉት?
The most common scamming is just making people pay for training, which is በቃ no, there is no circumstance, there is no scenario employer job seeker pay ያስደርግ። there is no ለእንትን እኮ ነው አይሰራም፣ ላይሰንስ አለ አይሰራም፣ nothing አይሰራም። Making job seekers pay for something so that they can have access to something is just but they do that. ግን ኮሚኒቲው እኛ ጋር highly active ስለሆነ they tell us. አሁን we are going to ፋይናን አሁን ኢንቲግሬት በቅርብ ስናደርግ we make it very costly for private clients to do that. already ያለን የሪፖርቲንግ ሲስተም እና እንትኖቹ በጣም ሮበስት ቢሆንም ፋይላ ደግሞ make our jobs even easier. Impossible ያደርገዋል ለፕራይቬት ክላይንቶች ማለት ኢሚዲየትሊ አይደንቲፋይብል ይሆናሉ። we can report them to the authorities. We're always working with the police እንደዚህ ነገሮች ጋር ስለዚህ it's pretty easy. When it comes to job seekers KYC ደግሞ when you go to Africa ሌላ ናይትሜር ነው እሱ ሌላ የኬንያ KYC በጣም አስቸጋሪ ነው። by the way FIDA should be proud. Anyway, credential ላይ it's በጣም አስቸጋሪ። Anyone can say whatever they want. I went to this university ይላል። I took this እንደዚህ I worked here. I worked there.
ጉግል ሰርች አለው ግን
exactly they can claim anything. So the best thing to do is provide the solution on the platform to verify them. So አንደኛው ለምሳሌ work experience አንደኛው Afriwork ላይ hire ስትደረግ ታግ ትደረጋለህ hired on Afriwork. Right now that is live. So it's a very fancy pin hired on Afriwork agreement. You can't miss her. ወዲያው ነው የምታየው. And then ሁለተኛው is what we're going to be building already foundation እንዳለ ፕሮፋይል ስለሰራ ነው. Employers will be able to job seekers will be able to ask employers to verify their work. Right? On LinkedIn ላይ you have to enter the company email. The company email. እኛና አፍሪካ ሀገር እንደ ነገር የለም. There is no @company.com የለም. ስለዚህ company verify እንዲያደርግ ማድረግ ማለት ነው. Because we have verified the company. If you ask the company and they say yes, he's worked, it's a simple.
እሱንም በሰርቪስ መስጠት ትችላላችሁ ለሌሎች ድርጅቶች when they በእናንተ በኩል ሃየር ባያረጉም when they want to verify የሆነ ሰው ሃየር ሊያረጉት ያለውን ሰው እዚህ ሰርች አለው ሲል እናንተ ካመጣው እስቲ verify.
So it's always when it comes to monetization it's like what brings me more monetization if I make it free versus what do I need to charge now የሚለው ማለት ነው. So verifying users አለ because እኛ ጋር 15000 employer ነው ያለው 15000 በላይ employer አለ 3500 በላይ ካምፓኒ አለ of the largest catalog of companies and we're adding a lot every day ማለት ነው like thousands and thousands of employers ነው ማለት
employers or employees employers ስንት ሺህ
15000
that's a lot of employers okay private employers
ከዛ
companies ደግሞ
3500
ድርጅቶች አሉ. Who's the biggest employer by the way? እናንተ ፕላትፎርም ላይ ከጋቨርንመንት ውጪ ሜቢ ጋቨርንመንት ሊሆን ይችላል.
ጋቨርንመንቶች እኛ ጋር ያው ስሊፐሮች ብዙ ኢምፕሎየሮች አሉ. በፕራይቬት ክላይንት ምናምን ፖስት ያደርጋሉ. I will not name them.
Okay.
ግን አሉ ብዙ it's like ምንድን ነው the guy who's ashamed of his girlfriend. Afriwork stretch, I don't know. Who's Afriwork? What's Afriwork? I've never been on Afriwork. Half your stuff Afriwork.
Wow.
So በስሊፐር እንትን ፖስት ማድረግ የሚፈልጉ በጣም ትላልቅ ካምፓኒዎች አሉ.
Why is that? Why do you want not to pay?
Of course
they pay. So ዞሮ እኮ they pay.
ግን ያው ሬጂስተር ካደረግ ፓኬጆች አሉ የተለያየ ፓኬጆች አሉ. አሁን ራሱ ፕራይስ increase እያደረገ ነው. next week ላይ price raise እናደርግ pre flotation የነበረ price ነው.
Wow.
The costs, the operational costs, everything.
በጣም ጨመረ.
Yeah.
The economy is እንደዚህ የዩጋንዳ እንዲህ ያለው ወደዚህ ማለት ነው. It's pretty tough. እና so
why don't they want to post that?
Of course they don't want to be seen አንዳንዶቹ anonymous. Sometimes competitor they don't want አንዳንዴ competitive businesሶች ምን ያደርጋሉ if they're expanding into a certain city they don't want the other
businesses to know
they actively tell us እንደዚህ ነገር
so why don't you look in the feature offer አታረጉትም እሱ like anonymous posts
it's private client
yes private client there is a feature for
ግን we're recently onboarding most of them ወደ company በጣም አብዛኞቹ ወደ ካምፓኒ እያመጣናቸው ትላልቆቹ ካምፓኒዎችን ነው እያስገባናቸው almost the largest user base እኛ ጋር ያለው በካምፓኒ በኤምፕሎየር already. So using that you can verify your work. If employer ራሱ Afriwork ላይ ከሌለ you can send an invite ይገባል register very quick KYB ከዛ በኋላ verify. So it's an onboarding system. ስኪሎችንም አሁን ቬሪፋይ እናደርጋለን በዛ. So skill is core feature ነው because when it comes to Upwork ላይ የምታውቁት keyword matching ምናምን that's going to be dead. So
keyword matching ስትል like skill to
በቃ Upwork ላይ ግን game the system right? the fancy words ምናምን ታስገባለች ranked up ምናምን ይቀራል because በዘመነ AI ኮንቴክስት እና ምንድነው ሴማንቲክሊ ሪች ነው your filtration system. So filtration is going to change and for that new era we have an opportunity to build profile systems, ranking systems for the new age. The old way of doing things እየቀረ ነው የሚለው the fancy all that email የሰሩት ምናምን ነገር ሊበላ so almost ይሄ ሴማንቲክ እንትኑ ጋር AI ጋር ሳደርስ ራሱ የምታደርጋቸው email based እንትኖች filtrationዎች and rankingዎች ራሱ they're designed to help the AI. It's not a standalone thing. So it's a fundamentally different way of looking at ranking, how to suggest clients, job seekers, helping employers find the right job seeker. It's going to be a completely different way of doing things. So you design the system to lead into this future, to make it human, because if it's human, it's like robotic. You can game the system, it's like ranking, it's
optimize ማድረግ ትችላለህ advantage.
አሁን ግን it becomes very difficult to game. Right? Yeah. It's more human. It understands the job seeker. It understands experience or employer የሚፈልገውን ምናምን. So lots of things are going to change. እና ስኪሎችም anyway ስኪሎችም በዛ በኩል verify ይደረጋሉ where multiple employers can verify if this particular person knows this skill and at what proficiency level the skill is, because we have proficiency levels for each skill. We just on a Upwork ላይ ምናምን ሌሎች ላይ you just add a skill. You add a skill and then you tell us how proficient you are at that skill. I'm intermediate, I'm a senior, I'm a junior. And then the people who verify you, now you have to build lots of systems. You have to think and how can they game this system? And then you have to like close the loopholes or make it very difficult. So yeah. ብዙ ነገሮች አሉ እንትንም ይሄ ለምሳሌ አሁን ለዲዛይነሮች ከሆነ ከቢሃንስ ጋር or something or Figma community ጋር እንትን ማድረግ
ዴቨሎፐሮች ከሆነ
ዴቨሎፐሮች ጋር GitHub ጋር
ኮኔክት ፕላትፎርም ጋር ኮኔክት ማድረግ
ፕሮፋይላቸውን ኮኔክት ማድረግ that's also another way.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Already አሁን ፖርትፎሊዮ እንደዛ ማስገባት ይችላሉ
ሊንክ ኦኬ
ሊንኮች አሉ ማስገባት ይችላሉ ትሪኪ ፓርት የሚሆነው እንትን ነው certifications. Which is not that tricky.
Actually, tricky አይደለም አይደል? certifications verification
ማለት ያው ሁሉንም ሰርቲፊኬሽኖችን መክተት አትችልም። ለምሳሌ ALX certificate ሲሰጥ ኢትዮጵያ ላይ or ምናምን ላይ does ALX have like a verified where we can say verified.
Yes.
የምንለው ነገር ማለት ነው. So you can't
cover everything. ሺፖች መፍጠር አለበት።
But that is just an investment on your side. It's like the low hanging fruit which you connect karak በኋላ anything above that is an effort on your end to customize your own system.
reputable የሆነ ኢንስቲትዩሽን ከሆነ I think they'll be okay with it.
No, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
እንደውም ለእነሱም ጥሩ ነው ምክንያቱም like it's like they want to make sure that the people they are graduating like would get hired. So
verifiable information is the goal. On Afriwork, like verifiable skills, work experience, education.
Education ይከብዳል እኔ እንደውም ሲቀላል ብዬ ነበር.
I think how would you integrate? How would you integrate? There is no
I mean Ministry of Education ጋር ተነጋግራችሁ because ዞሮ ዞሮ እውቅና የሚሰጠው Ministry of Education ነው right?
ማሰብ ያለበት across Africa ደግሞ ማሰብ ነው.
Across Africa.
So because if you're going Africa, so think of across Africa. ሁሉ ነገር across Africa ነው ማሰብ ያለበት. Like work experience across Africa. Okay. If I build a self-contained system where the community feeds itself, then that's good. Skill and verifying the Karaku. Portfolio Karaku. Certificate in Karaku. Certain education Kazawala. That's again the good thing is most of the education is like low priority.
Yeah.
So almost we even put it at the bottom of the
Wow.
At the bottom of our profile, scroll education. Almost they don't care. It's about what skills you have, where you've worked, ሰርተሃል, ምን experience አግኝተሃል, የት volunteer አድርገሃል, የት internship ሰርተሃል. I don't know. It's applied work experience ነው ማተር እያደረገ እና skills. Skills. Do we have the skills?
No. Good to know. So actually አሁን እያሰብኩት የነበረው like a few years like 10 ዓመት አካባቢ በፊት I wanted to start a company now. One of the things በቃ በጣም ይከበደኝ is hiring እና like so ምን ቢኖር ብያስብ ነበር ሁሌ like I don't want an accounting department ለራሴ or እንትና department so የሆነ company ኖሮ like modular የሆነ ነገር ቢሰጠኝ so I just start my company I work on what matters to me ግን ይሄ payroll handle ማለት ነው like some other so እናንተ እንዴት የሆነ department package አድርጋችሁ like a bunch of workers አድርጋችሁ እንደ product ማለት ነው like when I start a company I just go on your website okay and accounting department and order aragna I don't care about what happens about the payroll about the
just you know deterministic ስራ ነው
deterministic እና እነዚህ ትራዲሽናል የሆኑ እንትኖች or okay accounting ብቻ አልኩኝ ሌሎች ዲፓርትመንቶች አሉ ትራዲሽናል ሁሉም ካምፓኒ ላይ አለ ለምሳሌ sales or inventory or some በቃ just I don't want to think about all of that I want to create my product እና እንደዚህ አይነት ፓኬጅ አድርጋችሁ ኦፈር የማድረግ እንትና
that's an interesting model right ግን እኛ ያሰብነው ነገር አሁን እኛ ልናደርግ ያሰብነው it solves the problem like አንተ የምትለው ግን not exactly in that way so Afriwork ቤዝ እያደረገ ያለው በአጠቃላይ ጎላችን SME ነው so የAfriwork goal is the SME
small and medium enterprise
small medium enterprises micro MSME but micro micro small and medium enterprises which is the majority of the African economy የሚያንቀሳቀስ business so right like the large ይሄ formal በለው informal a ridiculous amount of informal economy በእነሱ እየተንቀሳቀሰ so what we're trying to do is create because these people to be competitive internationally border open ሲያደርግ continentally they need talent they need to find the right the right person for the job fill those roles be competitive so it's a higher level goal like it's an example I've given multiple times so ለምሳሌ it's like someone in ሐዋሳ እንጨት ቤት ያለው how what is his goal ብትለው like your grand vision ምንድነው ብትለው it's like okay maybe እንትን አደርጋለሁ ሌላ ብራንች ከፍታለሁ ሐዋሳ ላይ እንጨት ቤት maybe push ቢያደርገው አዲስ አበባ ላይ ከፍታለሁ እንጨት ቤት right but does he think ወንበሮች በጣም ነው የሚያምሩት by the way I'm just going to ship this to Kenya to Rwanda he doesn't think like that how do we make people think in a manner that competitive ሆኖ internationally continentally compete የሚያደርጉበት so መጀመሪያ እሱ ማይንድሴት ይፈልጋል education ምንም አለበት ሁለት ደግሞ you need the workforce that pushes you in that direction if the workforce you find is in your immediate vicinity then you're not pulling from a very large pool of talented people connect እያደረግህ አይደለም so Afriwork goal is to do this and be part of the solution that makes businesses competitive if you can hire quickly like anta አሁን say anta business አለ you wanted to start a business so ስትፈልግ if I can arm you to be like a 10-man HR person በአንድ digital platform arm ካደረኩ that's it my goal is done if I can make you like if you would normally hire a 5-man team of HR people go hire this man be anta ብቻህን personally a 5-man army ካረኩ a SEAL team ካረኩ አንተ then that is the goal of Afriwork like so I let you hire I let you filter easily find the right talent to give you all the tools that you could possibly need to hire the right person as quickly as possible and then move up the chain right because ሆነ recruitment ነው ችግሩ recruitment so still MSMEs they don't know finance they don't know how to manage their money investing back into the business taxes right ትላልቆቹ ያውቁታል they use all the fancy Odoo's the Salesforce ምናምን ሶፍትዌር የእንትናን የኦራክል ሶፍትዌሮች ምናምን ኢንቲግሬት ያደርጋሉ MSMU ግን እዚህ እንትን ውስጥ የለም እዚህ ውስጥ ደግሞ ዝም ብለህ አትገባም I can't just ነገር የሆነ ፕሮዳክት ሰርቼ ስካይላይት አስመርቄ ምናምን አይደለም like you have to like እንደዚህ ስራ ሶሳይቲ ውስጥ መግባት አለብህ to make them competitive and it's like the best entry way is the work job platform because it's easier for them to just accept ሄጄ አቺን የፋይናንስ አፕ እንደዚህ አድርገ ቢዝነስ ብለው እኔ አውቃለሁ ገንዘቤን አላውቅም ይልሃል right ሰው ግን የለውም ሃየር ማድረግ ይፈልጋል ቸግሮታል so that's the entry point and then you worm your way in and then you build the products on top of that so you build the full chain of things that powers African MSMEs to get to where they need to be financially literate መሆን አለባቸው they need to have a robust hiring system በዘመን AI ደግሞ even በጣም more powerful የሆነ ነው የሚሄደው it wasn't like back 5 years ago it's even going to be much more powerful for them they won't even have to do most of the things that we would have thought about 5 years ago designs እናደርገው ማለት ነው so yeah it's just arming these people making them competitive locally continentally and hopefully internationally እና ግን አንተም ያልከውን ፓኬጅ የሆነሽ ልጅ ጠይቃኝ ነበር ጊዜ እኔ አንትረፕረነር ነኝ what I want to do is ፕላትፎርማችሁ ላይ ከሌሎች አንትረፕረነሮች ጋር የሚያገናኝ ነገር ቢኖር so that we can bunch together and create a company አይነት ነገር ያለሽ she wanted like እኔ እንደዚህ ነው መስራት የምፈልገው are there people I can connect to on your platform so that I can connect with them and then ከተግባባን ይሄ like YC founder match የሚያደርጉት አይነት ነገር ነው co-founder search የሚያደርጉት so look እንደዛ አይነት ነገር because there were lots of freelancers እኛ ጋር
አሁን እኮ ይሄኛው አይነት እኔ የምለው አይነት እንትን አለ ቴክኒካሊ አለ ግን ኢንፎርማል
ያው HR ሰርቪስ ማለት ኤጀንሲ የሚያደርጉት
አንድ እሱ አንድ ሌላ ደግሞ ለምሳሌ የሆነ አካውንታንት 4-5 ድርጅት ላይ ነው አካውንቲንግ የሚሰራው it's not even ተቀጥሮ አይደለም so if the point of having an accounting department እንደምሳሌ any department ግን እንደ accounting department like as an example በቃ የሆነ ሪፖርቲንግ እና ትንሽ ቡክን እንዲሰራለን ነው እንጂ you don't need that person to come in every day you don't even need to know the person አለ ስታንዳርድ አለ IFRS አለ በቃ በዛ ሪፖርቲንግ ስታንዳርድ መሰረት የሚሰራልኝ የሆነ ነገር ነው ፈልገው I don't need to know his name or her name or her family በቃ እና እሱን አብስትራክት የሚያደርግ ነገር I think
ሪክሩተርስ የምንለው ነገር አሁን እሱ ነው የሚሰራው so አሁን ለምሳሌ አሁን እኛ ፕላትፎርም ላይ በጣም ሪክሩተሮች አሉ by the way they use us
now of course
አዲስ አበባ ላይ ያለ ሪክሩተር Afriwork ላይ ነው ፖስት የሚያደርገው right
is recruiting a thing ግን አዲስ አበባ እኔ ከውጭ ሀገር እሺ
it's quite a thing now the ምንድነው አሁን የምናደርገው ሪክሩትመንትንም the service of recruitment itself democratize ማድረግ አለበት አሁን ፕላትፎርም ሰራው Afriwork አለ አንተ አሁን ለምሳሌ shopkeeper ብትሆን like a small online አልኩ just boutique shop ካለ you wanted to create a website for your shop right but you're not an expert in hiring a developer you don't know what a developer does ምንድነው ቴክኖሎጂው ምንም ነገር የለም Afriwork ላይ ስለገባህ ምንም አይፈጠርም አይደል how do you vet right so እሱ ፕሮብለም አለ so እሱም በምንድነው የምናደርገው yes AI አለ sure ግን the best thing still to do is to hire recruiters so recruiter marketplace እያደረግን ነው Afriwork where a recruiter can come into your company ገብቶ ፖስት አድርጎ ሃየር አድርጎልህ ጨርሶልህ ይወጣል gives you that person so you have a human in the loop ማለት ነው so ይሄንን ዲሞክራታይዝ ነው ያደረገው it's not like scalable አለም we think in scale so አሁን Afriwork if I provided you an service now I have to do the recruitment I have to think about it but can I do this for 1 million people no I can't
no
so the best way to do it is let other recruiters come in marketplace is magic the magic of marketplace is you just try to connect the people who want to be connected oh you want someone to handle the recruitment for you because you don't know how to recruit X Y and Z expertise ላይ ያሉ ሴክተሮች ላይ there is a recruiter all you have to do is entry point to know አንተ management which is recruiterን ታስገባዋለህ ከዛ he's an abstraction layer he does everything on Afriwork for you he recruits the accountant ደግሞ የእንትን ሪክሩተር ከሆነ የቴክ ሪክሩተር ከሆነ he recruits the freelance developer ያደርግና ጨራርሶና ሃንድ አድርጎ እሱ ይወጣል you don't have to think about that ከዛ of course ከዛ የኛ ምን መሆን ይችላል we can verify these recruiters it's an easier job it's a more higher level job right so what is a scalable የሆነ ነገር that actually connects the people that want to be connected and solves the problem ነገር ላይ
okay I guess እንደዛ ከስኬሌቢሊቲ አንፃር ስታስበው
ያስኬዳል። ከዛ ያው of course you can also provide services. We still do recruitment services some provide እናደርጋለን. But those are people who really come in and say like no I want to be buttered, pampered. I don't want like ኦፊሱ ሞልቶ ነው ማየት የምፈልገው ምናምን የሚል ሰው ሲመጣ accordingly charge accordingly. How urgent is your need? Do you need a massage? So assume ስላለ so forever minor system. Again, you want to make sure it's just the gap between touchable MSM using product and that high level service is as close as possible. Right? So yeah, in that way, working on that.
Sounds good. Do you have questions?
I guess Afriwork. No, I was gonna say like the yelling startup. Yeah, like are there any books or like yaman system come up yarakabatan manga so that people yananta are there any books or I don't know thoughts that them the rajon and the teach influence yara books to create a kind of workflows and the kind of fast moving like MVP process you have set up and
yeah I would say my number one inspiration is my failures.
ተደቁሰ ነው ለካስ
በደንብ ነው ልክ ስትመታ nothing helps you change like a catastrophic failure. So you're like when people talk about experience when you like right like I mean you've lived through experience የምትማሩት ነገር አባሳ ጥሎ የሚሄዳቸው ነገሮች አሉ that really make you change, right? The things I used to do in 2016, 2017, ደቆስ ሲያረጉኝ 2018 ላይ ቀይሯል ሲያረጉኝ 2019 ላይ ቀይሯል I'm a person that gets hit every time and then like this is my life just አምና ስቀጠቀጥ ነበር ያምናውን ዱላ እንዳይደገም በዚህ ዓመት የሆነ ነገር አደርጋለሁ ያንን ሳረግ ደግሞ ሌላ አይነት it's like an onion layer it's like you peel ይሄ ነው ችግሩ ብለህ peel ስታረገው ሌላ layer peel ስታረገው ሌላ layer so just learn from your mistakes and act on them ነው የመጀመሪያው
okay
and then like acting on them ላይ ስንመጣ like how do you act on them what are your inspirations the books you read the people you follow አይነት ነገሮች አሉ from a technical perspective I think of course your inspiration the prime original
prime time
prime in the early days በተለይ I think prime time and the prime engine channel ላይ ያለ I used to obsessively watching he used to really get into technical stuff like languageዎቹ ማወዳደር ይሄ ምንድነው fast ምናምን super fast ነው ምናምን the fastest ነገር ያለ he really invigorated my interest in software. I really looked into him but I was obsessed with that guy because of course DHH even though I don't agree with some of his things but I like his opinionated view and it helped me define my own opinion.
የስድስት ሰዓት ኦፒኒየን ሰጣ የስድስት ሰዓት ኦፒኒየን ከሌክስ ዴይ
ይሄንማ አገናኘን ከዚህ ሰውዬ ጋር ጋደላለሁ ነገር ማለት ጀመርኩ so look እንደዛ ስና he helped me shape my thought process on how to approach basically software development like I'm saying he's against types I like and I'm for types but how did I get into being a four type person because I hated the church against four type የሚለውን opinion ነው ማለት ነው so and then books are on software architecture and ነገር especially I'm really obsessed with like optimizing systems so how do we handle work I'm always for minimizing fatigue in engineers like how do I minimize fatigue how do I minimize I don't want like it should be like a smooth flow when we're doing development when we're coding everything we're doing it should be smooth it should be effortless so the only hard thing መሆን ያለበት it's the challenge at your current pace at the current pace ነው መሆን ያለበት like if the project is so big the challenge across the board ስታስበው that becomes stress instead of like a challenge you're solving
so I agree
and now it's so ለሱ I read a lot of agile ተብዬ ቡኮች ከነሱ ጋር ለስማማ but there is one book that inspired me ቅድም ጠፍቶብኝ ስሙ ያልኩ Shape Up የዲኤችኤች እንትን ነው there was another book
የዲኦዲ ምናምን ያልከው
it's like kind of novel no it's a novel technically but it's actually a software
like a story
yes it's a story but it's about software development if you know it like
are they game developers
no they're not game developers they እንትን store manager ናቸው የሱፐርማርኬት store
so I mean there's somewhat there is a story about some company trying to create a computer in the 1980s ግን እሱ real story
I think now like that
Google እያደረከው ነው
Google እያደረኩት እና I'm trying to find if I can ብቻ anyway that book is it's an amazing book
በኋላ ላይ description
ላይ I'll send you I'm really bad at names and directions so those are the two eternal weaknesses Google Map ባይኖር እዚህ አልመጣም ባይኖር you're going to have to come to my house I don't think ቢሮዬንም የማገኘው ይመስለኛል ራሴን so anyway that book was amazing hopefully we put it in the description from like a really messy structure how they got into like how they restructured and how they used the philosophy of factory line management the pool system how they manage work how they break down work but Herculean የሆኑ ፕሮጀክቶች እንዴት break down እንደሚያደርጉ through the novel it walks you through their thought process it's not simply technical እንዲያደርገ ሳይሆን walks you through their problems like እንዴት fail ሲያደርጉ ቴስት ሲያደርጉት የሆነ ነገር ሲሰበርባቸው so that was an amazing book ሁለት ፓርት ነው ያለው እሱ has changed my life I think every CTO ማንበብ ያለበት every co-founder of tech startup ማንበብ ያለበት book ነው
okay wow
like if you
to look into this one
of course there are others as well like I think I would say recently but that's the most influential learning personally like it didn't give me everything but it was a gateway rabbit hole ውስጥ እንድገባ and to try to solve the problem of product technical engineering
nice that's good
that's great very inspirational conversation I don't know if we should end it now or continue
I think I don't have any more questions one thing
አንድ ሰዓት ከምናምን ብለን
one thing how much is it now
አሁን 2 ሰዓት ሊሞላ ነው basically
one thing I was gonna ask was how do you see like the Ethiopia startup ecosystem እንዳለ like yes ባለፈው የረበር startup proclamation ወጣታ ባለ ወጥቷል where do you see the like the Ethiopia startup ecosystem growing
any improvement is good
በጣም ፖለቲሻን
at this point የኛ ህንፃ ላይ ኤሌቬተሩ አይሰራም ከሱ ሊጀምርላችሁ 3 ኤሌቬተር አለ ህንፃው ላይ እና አንደኛ ኤሌቬተር አይሰራም forever ከዛ ሁለቱ ኤሌቬተሮች ቤርሊ ነገር ይሰራሉ ከዛ አንደኛ ኤሌቬተር ጠፋ ሁሌ ኮምፕሌን የምናደርገው ሁለቱ ኤሌቬተር እያለ በጣም ከመጨናነቁ የተነሳ it's like ሶስተኛ ኤሌቬተር ለምን አይሰራም አራተኛም አለ ባይ ወይ አራተኛው ለምን አይሰራም እያለ ነው ሁሌ ኮምፕሌን የምናደርገው ከዛ ጭራሽ አንደኛው ኤሌቬተር ተበላሸ ማለት ነው
አንድ ቀረ
ከዛ በሰልፍ ሆነ like እንደ ታክሲ ሰልፍ ኤሌቬተሩ ላይ ተሰልፎ ሰው ምናምን ነው ማለት ከዛ that happened for weeks maybe over a month I think ከዛ ልክ ሁለተኛው ኤሌቬተር ሲመጣ ኤቭሪዋን ረሳ ሶስተኛና አራተኛ ይፈልግም ሁለተኛ መምጣቷ like ልክ እንደ second coming ነው የታየው so what I'm saying is any improvement is better so the startup founder መሆን በጣም ከባድ ነገር ነው አፍሪካ ዜጎ the more close the economy ደግሞ it's even harder you're going to have to grind bootstrapped for life plus don't assume like you know in more richer countries like in the US Canada Europe mostly US funding it's an easy trivial የሆነ እንትን ነው ለነሱ right it's like expectation ነው ራሱ why I didn't get funded then I'm not going to continue ይላል it's like an insult not getting funded እኛ ሀገር ላይ ግን funding is like a safari የሆነ ፊልም ላይ የምናውቀው ኮንሰፕት ነው it's almost non-existent ብሎ ነው every founder ማሰብ ያለበት ቢኖር እንኳን non-existent ብሎ ነው ማሰብ ያለበት so you have to be able to grind bootstrap no matter what yes improvements are the startup and you know like between policy and implementation gap of course you have to always keep that in mind ከላይ ቢታዘዝም ከታች ያለው የቀበሌው ነው የወረዳው ሰውዬ ምንድነው ስታርታፕ ሲሉ ምንድነው ሞተሩ ተበላሽቶ ነው ፈልገህ ነው ስታርታፕ ጃምፕ ላርገለህ ጃምፐር ኬብል ይዞ ሲወጣ ያኔ ነው የምታውቀው ትሪክል ዳውን እንዳላደረገ so እሱ አለ but always assume you have to work twice as hard and the challenge is at least 3 times as harder nacho blahas like if you see like you know YouTube ላይ ምናምን ታያቸው I work weekends day in day out ምናምን ነገር ስትል if they work 24 hours a day you have to work 30 hours a day like you have to invent new hours into the day and then work those hours because you have to work twice as hard it's an impossible market to them it's quite small purchasing power of African like population is quite small right the value of America like YC they've been pumping out incubator ላይ ናቸው እንደ ዶሮ እንቁላል ነው ይወጣል AI company YC ላይ ባለፈው ያየው it's like AI startup AI ምንድነው HR startup $30 million ሬዝ አድርጓል ከዛ ገባውና ሳይው 30 ካምፓኒዎች ነው ቦርድ አድርገናል ሲል እኔ 3000 ምናምን ካምፓኒ ይዤ so because the value of those 30 companies the value of the few thousand people that registered versus እኛ ጋር ያለው value ይሄንን ሁሉ ማየት ይፈልጋል እና the grind is so hard yes በፖሊሲ የሆነ ነገሮች ይስተካከላል life gets made easier paying taxes office rent እንትና ለማድረግ maybe more access to certain privileges infrastructure ይሰጣል ምናምን those things are always good to cushion right but the market is merciless ስትወጣ ማርኬቱ በእንትን አይልም ማርኬቱ spits you out ካልቸሩ ይለያያል ኬንያ ስቴት ሌላ ነው ኢትዮጵያ ላይ ሌላ ነው ዩጋንዳ ሌላ ባህሪ ነው ያላቸው ናይጄሪያ ሌላ ናቸው አይተዋወቁም ከኢትዮጵያ ጋር so market value አለ so it's very hard no matter how supported you are by the government and the policies the market is still
growing again
ዱላ ይዞ እየጠበቀ ነው ሊደበደብ so be ready grit ይፈልጋል be ready to bootstrap for a while now yeah I really have respect for anyone who actually starts and lasts ምክንያቱም እኛ ስንጀምር አሁን የሌሉ በጣም ብዙ ነው
you guys party
እናንተ ሰርቫይቭ አድርጋችሁ ግን
cockroaches you have to be a cockroach that's what we call ourselves ዲፈነንዳ ኒውክሌር ምናምን somehow survive ማድረግ አለብን so being a cockroach is the best thing you can do the people outside they know how to spend money right because they've been given you need to know how to make money ከዛ በኋላ if you get funded you already know how to make money በቃ scrap አድርገን መኖር ከደመልክ then funding will just propel you it's like the boxeroች አለ weight አድርገው እንደዚህ you become
like weight to
sword you're punching through walls
so self funding ስታወራ one of the biggest challenges ነው ብዬ ማስበው እዚህ ሀገር basically funding ማግኘት like እኔ እንጃ የኛ ሀገር ባለሀብት they're not really into making money over a long term
yes
over the long term አይደለም like የሆነ ሰውም ስነግር ነበር ስቶሪ እና የሆነ ኢንቨስት እንዲያደርግ የምፈልገው ጓደኛዬ ነበረ እና የሆነ ካምፓኒ ላይ ማለት ነው እና he told me why would I invest in a company that might fail after a year or two now ብር እንኳን ባገኝ ሪተርን እንኳን ባገኝ it's going to be after several years I can bring a container full of human hair and I can make millions the next day there's no value learning why would I invest in that no I think that mentality እኔ እንጃ ምን እንዳመጣው አላውቅም ለምን ውጭ ሀገራውን they don't care they just
culture ስላላቸው ነው እነሱ so basically this is the result your startup business model is the result of capitalism being pushed to its limits right so traditional businesses አሉ on stock market የሚባለው ፈንድ የሚያደርገው ምንድነው it is supposed to prop up promising companies so that if the society believes in those companies they put their money in them they accelerate them ወደሆነ ቦታ it's a reward you have a good idea you're brilliant I'm going to fund you with the crowd and then put you up how no capital marketing እነሱ ጋር in the 19 ምናምንስ የነበረ ኮንሰፕት so what think of it this way this is how I think about it in a personal እንትንም ነው basically the startup business model አሁን ይሄ like funding like promising long term return high risk high reward የሚባሉት ኮንሰፕቶች they are the evolution of like very mature የሆነ የካፒታሊዝም system in America and in Europe now
yeah
so what we're bringing that የሱን ሞዴል ይዘን እያመጣ ነው in a closed economy where people are still reserved they talk about ነገ ሱቅ ከፍቼ ካላተረፍኩ አይነት ነገር so evolve አላረገም ይሄ ደግሞ ሶሳይታሊ ልክ እንደቀደም የአግሪካልቸር አይነት ነገር ነው takes years of like the capitalism system like being entrenched in society it's an evolution what is that evolve ስላላደረገን እዚህ ያለው ሶሳይቲ እንደዛ ማሰብ አይችልም ስለዚህ የውጭዎቹ ነው ፈንድ ላይ ያደርጉ የሚችሉት የውጭዎቹ ደግሞ ማርኬት ሳይዝ ነው የሚያዩት ይመጡና I have a million users a million users where ይላል so a million users in America in Africa where right are you even cross border ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ኮንክ እዚህ ውስጥ ልትወጡ እዚህ ኢትዮጵያ አትወጣም ወደ ሌላ ሀገር so cross continental solution border cross ማድረግ አለበት has to touch a lot ምክንያቱም numbers game መጫወት አለበት it depends of course እንደ የቢዝነስ ሞዴል ያወራሉት ከኮንሱመር ቤዝድ ነው if you're touching lots of consumers በሚለው ማለት ነው እንጂ በየቢዝነስ ሞዴሉ ይለያያል እና so cultural ያለ the evolution of the economics of the capitalism system itself how it evolves through society ያለ it affects how you think and then ውጪዎቹ ደግሞ ሲመጡ ያው they always want to extract value so already ያላቸው check box ያንን ቲክ 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 ካላደረክ no እና ያው high level ነው ግን like it's just how I understand it
ግን still there are እኔ የሚያሳዝነኝ ማለት ነው there are people that really work on an idea አይደል proposal ይጽፋሉ they work on it for years research ይሰራሉ ምናምን you know ይዘው ማጋ ነው የሚሄዱት እኔ I don't understand okay access ያለው ሰው of course ውጪ travel ያደርጋል ቪሲዎችን ያገኝ I don't know እንዴት ግን እዚህ ሀገር ያለ በጣም ብዙ ወጣት አለ like they have brilliant ሰዎች አሉና but you know all of that hard work it doesn't go anywhere now it's sort of sad
it is it is truly sad ለዛ ነው it takes grit you have to bootstrap you have to do other things to fund access to capital
መለወጥ አለበት I think that's the biggest barrier ይሄ ፖሊሲ ምናምን it doesn't really matter እውነቱን ለመናገር at this point ቢሮ ተከራይ አትከራይ ኦኬ ቢሮ መከራየት የለባችሁ so what
ብሩ ነው እኮ የመጀመሪያ ችግሩ
ቢሮ መከራየት ካፒታልህ ገና ስትጀምረው የ3 ወር የ6 ወር ቢሮ ስከፍል አለቀ ከየት ነው የምታመጣው ያንን ገንዘብ ከየትም አይመጣም so it's basically about value አሁን ለምሳሌ ኢትዮጵያ ባለሀብት mostly when it comes to fintech ላይ invest የሚያደርጉት because it's something close they understand it when you open your pretty PowerPoint you show them money goes to money ስትለው
percentages
my language so it's easier for like wealthier people in Ethiopia and in ሌላም አፍሪካ ሀገር ላይ በየሀገሩ ያሉ ፊንቴኮች it's easier for them because they think right it's bank money transfers making money off of transactions these models are easier to digest easier to understand so it's like they think of it like it's a new form of banking it's a new form of money moving so it's easier when you talk like እንደዚህ ላደርግ ነው ሃርድዌር ላይ እንደዚህ ላደርግ ነው or software ላይ እንደዚህ SaaS model B2B ነው or B2C ሆነ አይነት or marketplace እንደኛ አይነት ስትል it's a tricky thing. Of course there are like success stories and then a ride.
አሁን ራይድ ራሱ በጣም ብዙ ቻሌንጅ አልፋ like she's like one of the best.
ግን እሷ ተከሱ ሰጠው ምን ተፈጠረ ወይ ስምንት ሰዎችን ፈንዳራ
እሷ በቀደደችው ለሌሎች
ከውጭ የመጡ ሰዎች ቢዩ is like
a YC company አሱ
highly funded ሆኖ ነው እሱ ገብቷል so either ገና እንደመጣ ልክ እንደንትና ለምሳሌ ማነው ዶዳይ
Dodai
is Japanese, right? So there is like in a way it's an FDI type thing, right? It's not it's like FDI just happens to be on tech.
Anyway, okay, so ግን partnership ያስፈልጋል right? FDI Ethiopia partnership.
Conceptual stuff is just it's not like someone here የሆነ ነገር አድርጎ raise capital ብሎ ሳይሆን
አይደለም
it was already coming in with the idea ከማን ጋር አይነት ነገር so እሱ ነው እንጂ like መተህ እዚህ አይዲያውን okay እንትን አድርጌ ከዛ ውጪ if you build a compelling product that can cross borders like VC funding ላይ ሆነ ለማውራት just for tech people ማለት ነው it's just what I've seen በኔ ባለኝ እውቀት እኔ ባየሁት እንደፈረስ እንደዚህ ያየሁት ባየሁት ነገር ነው you need to have something that crosses borders which are international if you can compete internationally ካልሆነም ግን ኮንቲኔንታል የሆነ ስኬል ኦፍ ሶሉሽን ካመጣችሁ most likely that is the most likely to be successful እና ሬዝም ለማድረግ የተሻለ ነገር ነው እሱ if you're locked in a single country አስቸጋሪ your solution better be like the fintech አይነት ይሆናል ሄሮ ዋጥ የሚያደርግ የሆነ ማርኬት መሆን አለበት the best thing to do is think continental think international ከቻላችሁ what is an international problem or best thing to do ደግሞ እኛው ጋር continent there's a million problems to solve and they interesቶቻችሁ and make sure those problems have a high enough impact that you see the results you can prove them and then of course you can raise money or you know DHH አይነት ነገር ከሆናችሁ ደግሞ አሳችሁ just road it for life no VC money ነገር he raised from Bezos
he raised 1 million
a few million I think some million raise አድርጓል ከቤዞስ ሬዝ ባደረገው ብር ነው ራሱ I think ቤት ነው ገዝቶ
okay so VCs እዚህ ሀገር አሉ ወይስ ከዛ ጀምር
does it matter no how can you be a VC in Ethiopia
ምንድነው እዚህ ሀገር ያለው ኢንቨስት ላርግ ሲል የሆነ ሰው ቤዚክሊ አብረን ካምፓኒ ንክፈት ነው እኔ ሼር ሆልደር ልሁን ነው አንተ ሰራውን ስራ ግን እኔ ላይክ 51% ሼር you know ከዛ ብሩን ሰጣለሁ አንተ ሰራውን ስራ ግራይንዲንጉን አንተ እንደዛ ነው ኢንቨስት የሚያደርጉት እስከዛሬ ማቀው ግን I don't know ግን እነሱ ራሱ
so basically it's like a watered down version of YC where you just even go by idea ብቻ and then you come out ሼሮች ተጎማምደው if you want to do that it's a miracle honestly if you can do that Ethiopia like you go with an idea and then you find a balhabt most likely እንደዛ ካረገ ዘመድህ ነው or something
good ማንም ማምኖ እንደዛ ያረጋል
it's just እንዳልኩ ነው it's just culture የለም idea የለም the best thing to do is for like let's say tech ስለሆነ like engineers just build something that actually makes money totally like let's just provide a service an IT service the best option right now for an engineer who wants to start a company in Africa in Ethiopia የውጭ company ላይ freelancer ሆኖ መቀጠር the best thing to do
yes
go get hired remotely ማለት ነው ኢትዮጵያ ላይ ሆናችሁ get hired 1000 2000 3000 whatever እንግዲህ እንደየስኪላችሁ $500 ጀምሩት get hired up and then once you get to those $1,000 ምናምን ማግኘት ስትጀምሩ monthly while you're doing that you can hire people using Afriwork you can build a small team bedroomaቸው የሚሰሩ you can fund your own startup because the purchasing power parity it's ridiculous እዛ $2,000 እና $3,000 እየተከፈለ ኢትዮጵያ ላይ in your mom's basement እንኳን እኛ ሀገር የለም in your mom's house እየኖርክ $3,000 እየተከፈለ if you can run a startup Controlly, this is probably the best way to bootstrap your startup as a solo developer, right? So just as market yourself ለውጭ ሀገሮች using Upwork, using Afriwork very soon. And then try to get money off the that and then bootstrap your own thing. You want ቦታ ላይ proven ቦታ ሲደርስ you'll have leverage. You want to delay as much as possible to raise funds. You want to delay that.
Raise funds ብቻ ሳይሆን register your business and you have to do it unless you must
start while you're building in stealth mode but you have to just build validate እንዳልኩ ነች MVP የኛ እንት ነው እሷን you don't need ንግድ ፈቃድ ሄደ እሱን validate ታደርጋለህ ፖይንቶችህን validate ካደረጉልህ obsess አድርገህ እዛ ኢንዱስትሪ ላይ whatever problem you're solving and solve ያደርጋለህ validate ከተደረገ then you move on to step 2 whatever step 2 is for you then you move on to step 3 step 4 and then as it keeps proving itself you still want to delay as much as possible raising because you want to maximize your leverage ይሄ ደግሞ basic investment strategy ስለሆነ
በጣም ጥሩ like I think we've covered a lot of topics and thank you very much Mike. I hope I'm sure በጣም ጠቃሚ ነገር ያገኛል ሰው
it's like
our usual content ማለት ነው it's either 4 hours of TypeScript with some DevOps እንትን ማራቶን ወይ እንደዚህ ነገር ነው sometimes
broad knowledge
this is something people don't really have access to. And thank you for sharing.
It's really difficult. We had to learn it. There is no Silicon Valley to Silicon Valley on a startup start with Tarek. It's just the people you hire are already working. Facebook or Facebook Facebook does it like this. There was no one who told me, who told you guys how it was done. We're literally the first people doing this. Watching YouTube and reading books.
Exactly.
There's no one to guide us. This is how we do it at the other company immediately. So we're just starting out. This generation, the millennials, the Gen Z, we're the first ones. Africa ecosystem.
Exactly. And we really do appreciate it, Mike. Thank you very much. And now,
thanks for having me. This has been a blast. What you're doing here is really amazing. Tech community. I hope I'm getting ብዙ አላስበልም
not really. Do you want to say a couple of things like what's next for Afriwork or do you want to hire or fire people? You can fire someone.
Well, I guess Afriwork is trying to solve a really big problem across Africa and devoችን አንተም like cross border ላይ hopefully next year እንገባለን early next year. That will be a really good opportunity for everyone to have access to the rest of the African market. So keep a lookout on that. And if you want to join Afriwork, of course Afriwork like job post we're still looking for really talented engineers, back-end engineers, front-end engineers. So keep a lookout on that. Afriwork የምትል verified company የምትል ካያችሁ I probably posted that job personally. So we're recruiting as well, trying to attract really talented people.
And if you want a job, join Afriwork on Telegram or go to their website.
If you want a really cool job, join Afriwork.
Do you want to say a couple of things?
Nope, I think
let's end it. Thank you everyone. Appreciate it. Until next time, እንግዲህ ምንድነው የሚባለው የነገ ሰው ይበል።
Thank you. Bye bye.